Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Marticus channel. Good to see you today, guys. Happy Flaterday. Weekly flat thumbs. Let's just see if everything is in order, and we're going to get underway with my intercomage. Oi, oi. Welcome back to... Yeah, sounds all right, doesn't it? Good to see you again today. Welcome back. Today was a hot day. It was a really hot day in the UK. So what we're going to talk about is a pattern. My freezing on screen, no, I'm fine. A pattern that has emerged. It doesn't really take too much thinking to work this pattern out. So we're going to go through it together. Today, I'm your host, Marticus Van Vandervalk, like the Dutch detective, you may remember from back in your world. The world is heating up. Everything is heating up, and as years go on, I can't imagine it getting cooler and cooler. I think it's going to just get hotter and hotter. To what stage? I don't even know at the moment. I'm guessing if you're in America, it'd be pretty standard for you. You'd be like, oh, 90s, that's nothing. We eat that for breakfast. But in the UK, we haven't got an infrastructure for heat. We haven't got AC for a start off. We haven't got any thermostats or anything to do. In fact, I haven't even got a fan at the moment because it blew up. Because it overheated, because it's not, the fan isn't used to the heat. And I went shopping for another fan, but apparently they all sold out last heat wave or something. So no fans available. I'll have to get one on eBay. Now, don't shoot the messenger. It's not my fault. God is a psychopath. It's hardly my fault, is it? Okay. We're going to talk about all of this in great detail and depth tonight for you all, you Flat Earth British, wiggly, flat feminist land. Now, it is good news, really. You could look at it good news that if you're in hell, then you're going to burn in hell. Surely that is the case. They keep saying you burn in hell. And it is getting hot as hell in the UK. And in Europe, it's even hotter. And is it going to get hotter? Probably. So they'd like people in Britain, they are dropping. A lot of them are not doing too well in this heat. They're going a bit nutty. So if I had just showed you 2 minutes of, I could have blogged this actually, show you in a shot, 2 minutes of the level of chaos that reigns supreme at the moment. You wouldn't even believe it. I mean, some of the things I have witnessed just in the last couple of days alone, won't be broadcastable and wouldn't even be believable. It is gone that nuts. There's madness, and there is people just coming undone. Chaos seems to reign. Everyone is, I noticed there's an underlying aggressiveness in people, confusion. They look a bit scared, like they know something. It's like, fuck me, you people can't even miss it when it's right up in your face. It's like, this is what I'm thinking at them. It's like, yeah. But the thing is, I'm groovy because, like, hell ain't a bad place to be. And I'm a sinner anyway. So, yeah, from this moment on, I'm never going to limit anything of my experience in this place because God has been a true psychopath. Is what I've found in them. I'm quite a way in now to this life experience, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, it's probably why they built the Tower of Babel to go bum rush God. Okay, I seen God. I did. Yeah, he had a dress on, and he sniffed my hair, touched me. No, that's not true. But if you're running a realm on, you know, everything that happens is connected with this. Bearded guy that lives in a house in the sky, that from my experience, you know, with everything stacked against you and you know the way now with the crazy communist dictatorship, I would never have believed would have ever happened in Britain. That's why they fought 2 world wars. I can't even imagine the people, they're all dead now from the Second World War, but what they must think about, like, what's happened to Britain. It must be turning in their graves, all that sacrifice, all them men blown to shit for absolutely nothing. But that's the game, isn't it? Because it's just fodder. It doesn't really matter to the powers that should not be, whoever they are. People got different ideas. I've got different ideas. But what I do think is there's a breach. I think my colour's going in and out. A breach in the wall. Okay. And I think that it's probably a gateway out. Although they do tell us nobody gets out alive. Well, you don't get out alive if you're not alive in the first place. This place is definitely 100% has hell attributations. How can it not have? When you're in a place where you got a psychopath locked in your head, you got an evil twin that doesn't even like you, that's trying to trip you up and tell you stupid shit constantly, and you've got a constant psychological battle with your psyche. So you got a psycho locked in your head. There's a guy or whoever ruling the universe that just love to wipe you the fuck out and start all over again if it doesn't go his way, like that. Yeah. No wonder his team was like, Jesus Christ, we got to get away from this guy. Skipped town to a new realm. I can see it. I can actually see it now. It's just like, oh my God, what an absolute control freak. Garden of Eden. We're going to look at this a little bit later. It's okay, right? All this food's growing everywhere. Just don't fucking touch it. But I got the munchies. So don't touch that food. It's like, whoa, okay. Well, that's like reality all over, isn't it? Yeah. So free will. Free will. Have you free will? No, you haven't. You haven't even got dictatorship over the mechanisms of your own body medically. So how can you have locked in a place that it shows you an experience of what your mind sees? It unfolds it for you. So they hijack your mind sees shit, the world is unfolded shit for you. If you just get out of that, brilliant hack, it's the greatest hack there is, and cut yourself a new reality. I think it's very, very doable. So things that I've spotted, apart from the fact that it doesn't get dark anymore in the UK, I'm not sure if this is a new phenomena or if it's been there all along, but now it doesn't get dark. Yeah, the sky in the north, as I mentioned last week, but this is a week later of over 30 every day, and it doesn't get dark. So the birds are up tweeting all night. And now, to match this nighttime nocturnal existence, the British cities, namely the clubs and stuff, they stay open all night long. So everything is 24 hours. Everyone stays up. Everything is geared towards nighttime activity. Now, this is new, guys. Okay, back in my day, 11 o'clock, last orders, you were going home. Nothing was open that late, one or two places. Now, bands go on at 4 in the morning. Yeah, it's just never sleeps. So it's heading towards a nocturnal society. So everyone, sleep in the day because it's going to be way too hot, and activities at night. The whole paradigm is shifting. So other things I've noticed is the increased entropy. The fact that everything is getting old looking quick. I'm not just talking about the holes in the road, the potholes, the states of the roads in Britain and other places. I'm talking about the urban decay, the vandalism, the entropy. Everything is being dried out. Everything, including the people, because that's what gets people in the end, guys, is dehydration. How do I know? Because they all wrinkle up like a Tetley fucking tea bag. That's how I know. It's dehydration, because it's taking the water out of water. All them fountains, all that good water that we had in the past, Victorian water, yeah, all of them gone. Yeah, if you're thirsty, you buy a bottle of this DuPont plastic shit water that we're going to charge you money for. Never had any bottled water when I was young, guys. None. There was fountains that you could just drink of. It was free. And now they charge you for water. Entropy has increased. Time is gone all weird. So that's not even seems to be a thing anymore. You can't, yesterday seemed a really, really long day. But other days seem like they're seconds and weeks and months and years. And that's not just an age thing. I think this is what other people are saying who are younger, having the same time lapse experience where it's not got that same hold anymore. It's very, very strange. Everything in this realm is weird as fuck. Like yesterday, the sun is there, the moon is there, like directly opposite it, right? Yeah, it's got what they say, you know, this shadow. It's like, well, no, we're down here. We're not in between it. It's like, what the fuck? Just, this place is just gone crazy. I don't know if I'm the only one maybe experiencing this. So every day when I wake up, oh, I'm glitching. I'll keep still. Every day when I wake up, seems like a new realm, but slightly more entropied than the day before. I mean, it's rapid, it's fast, it's increasing, it's freaking me the fuck out, is what it's doing. Okay, just to see this rapid growth and of entropy, rotting, the decay of everything. Nature is responding badly. It looks dry. The fruit is coming too early. It dries out before you even have a chance to pick it. This year, last year, very strange. And completely alien for anyone who lives in Britain. Never ever been heard of. So this is a pattern, isn't it? This is a pattern that's been emerging. So I haven't seen snow in 10 years. So each year it's been getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Yeah, this is an increase. This is a pattern. Yeah, and I've seen this pattern. I've seen it in the historical records. I know exactly what is going on, and contemporary music does, because I'll show you. They know exactly what's going on. Okay, there has to be an invisible sun, and that is the light we're seeing. That's the light, okay, that is in this book, The Smoky God by Olaf Johnson, where they went beyond the North Pole and it was as warm as spring day in Amsterdam. And there was another sun, which I think has emerged from the North Pole hole. I think there's a hole there, which in narratives Admiral Byrd went through, Olaf Johnson and his father went through. There was a race of giants, advanced technologies that you can't even imagine, flying saucers, and etc. And giants in silks. There they are. Giants in silks. My favorite book ever. But what they do is it says it's the voyage to the inner world. Okay, just think about the inner world. No, I'm not discounting it. I'm not going Asgardian or anything. But what I am thinking is that there's a flip side to the inertia plane, and it's all like this, but quite a bit different, really. But another civilization playing out just below the inertia plane, and we're on the other side. Could flip over, flip on, break on through to the other side. Yeah. So I think and I'm going to show out, I'll go through all images to, for my argument. Not that I think it's an argument. I think that this is a thing. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. If you go further enough north, you would be able to perceive it. This is what's causing the midnight sun. This is all this is not the same sun as that one that is just setting in the west over by there, that has baked Britain's ass today. And I mean, I got the fan on this computer, and it's really, upside down. Yeah, there is a film called Upside Down, but it's quite a different narrative. But yeah, so the inertia plane, it stands to reason as well. They'll say like magnetic flippage. Okay, but it stands to reason with a torus field model that there is such a thing, and it would, flip the whole thing around, and then the inertia plane, because we are upside down. Okay, there is a flip side, but we are upside down. I think we're upside down in this hell realm, and I think that it needs a lot of mental practice and discipline to be able to hack this reality correctly. There are loads of keys, dietary keys, other things that the reality has given us, mostly the things that they say are not that good for you. But it's bullshit, because I'm living proof. Okay, so yeah, never limit your experience. If I was you, okay, which I'm not, but I am in a way, because I recognize myself in every stranger's eyes, as Pink Floyd once said. I'd enjoy your life, and I wouldn't let anything stop you either. That's what I would do. Shit or bust, never let your bollocks dandle in the dust, as the saying goes in Britain. Yeah, okay, and let your hair down if you've got any. So let's give you a few shouts, and then we're going to go into some deep philosophical thought, I guess you could say. Amos, good to see you. Apparently, everything is upside down. Our brain turns it around. That's exactly right. That's what they tell us. We see the world upside down. The eye corrects it, puts it the right way. So, okay, good to see you, sweetness and the light. Rachel is in the house too. Good to see you, Rachel Osborne as well. Thank you for being here. Luke Pong, good to see you. Yellow and bright white. Well, it was absolutely massive when it like overly big, and I did a bit of sun gazing last night when it went down. But I tell you what, it just didn't look right. It just looked way too big. And that supermoon that I seen back about 2 years ago, man, I looked out of the window. I was in a car and I went like this. I went, it was like a dream I once had when I woke up and the moon just filled the entire sky. I had that like dream maybe when I was in school. And it was like that. It was just instantly what I thought of was that dream. I was like, shit, it's like that dream. Just this massive moon, guys. It's all off. Yeah, the sun's been at the wrong azimuth for fucking quite some time now. How the fuck? It's not even overhead. It's veering north. Okay, it's way off. Everything is way off, in fact. But you know, I'm a flat earther, so I watch these things. I've noticed everything is way off. I'm wrong at the moment. Haven't you noticed yourselves? Scratching the back of your head, wondering what the fucking hell's going on. I'll see if we can clear some of that up. Line generational causes. Don't forget that whoever is talking about the soul ties and stuff, I think that's what's going on. You know, there's this deeper primeval knowledge of what happens in this place in people. And because they're all pussies, they go, wow, wow, wow. And like, they'll just run to the man for comfort. They want a comfort blanket. Now, they all had their comfort blanket taken away in 2020, didn't they? Yeah. And they all went to shit in a handbag. It was absolutely pitiful to watch. Actually, pitiful. Yeah. So I haven't got much sympathy when they all get fried, actually. Not this moment. But it's all good. Let me just explain. Okay. Clairvoyant, good to see you. She's talking to Dawn has arrived. No, I think she's making a statement. It's deep, man. Math Powerland. I did check your channel just in case it was the Math Powerland, but I'm guessing you're not the Math Powerland, as in Math Boyland. Are you? Maybe you had a backup channel or something. You only had 3 subs, I think, or something. So I can't possibly say what that is. How is the inverse plane of civilization physically possible? I mean, we laugh about globers. I see where you're coming from here. This random word, whatever that is, because all is mind anyway, isn't it? So it's what you think it is. And I'm just a researcher, and I'm showing you my research. So I'm actually a pattern recognition expert. Actually, really rare what I do. And then I spot patterns, and then I spill the beans and share them with the humanity. What are you doing? Not much. You? Oh, it's quite sad. Where? Corinne, happy Flaterday to you. Just walk on your hands, says Claire. Oh, I can do. No, I can't do that. Ray, Jay, excuse me, my eyes. The Iron Republic, I love that. Spoke about widescreen tellies and Wi-Fi. Yeah, you see all of these futuristic films from like H.G. Wells and stuff. You never ever see any regard to the internet. Not really. Maybe on Terminator, but not really. The entrance in Antarctica. Well, I'll show you what I think. I'm unsure, but I'm going to put both narratives out there. We'll look at Antarctica first, and then we're going to look at the North Pole. Then I'm going to go through a load of images, rare, of antiquity. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to kick back and be footloose and fancy free. So going back to free will. I want free will. I want to do what I want to do. Yeah. And I really do want to do what I want to do because it's my life or whatever it is. And so I really should be able to. And that's the way reality should be. Yeah. So. And if I had free will, I'd be doing all of that. Please give my son Anthony a shout. Hiya, Anthony. What's happening? Your mother's awesome. Vibes is awesome. Just done the Snowdon hike. Ooh, did you? I saw right in the summer. Don't do it in the winter. You need AC rescue. We're watching it together. Oh, thanks, Anthony. Hope you enjoy. Oh, be well, my friend. Jackal. Yeah, big moon, man. They've been acting. It's like a strawberry moon. It's this moon. It's that moon. They've been doing all weird shit for a long time. Virginia, good to see you. Massive moon, Cephary moon. Yeah, that's the one I was on about. I think it was in America when it happened. I think I was going to cross a desert. And I was like jumped, literally. What the fuck is that? Can't be that big. That's wrong. No, I was in a car somewhere. I can't remember. So, yeah, everyone's giving you a bit of a shout there, Anthony. Thank you for being here. Progressive. And our lovely hippie shake. Thank you for being here, sweetness. Yeah, it was a beautiful day in Wales. I didn't do too much outside of work today, though. Enoch is describing future events. I'm very much on board with Enochian thinking. They're going to shit their pants, Jason B says. Okay, the meek inherit an earth. I think it might have been a mistranslation. I think it's the Greek inherit the earth. No, it's not the meek. Or the weak. No, they don't. They get eaten. Dominic? Right on with this, my friend. Okay, well, let's just push back the, the veil, shall we, a bit deeply. Now, that's what we do, guys, because you've got to, like, think outside the box. Don't restrict your thought. Let's just have a look at all of this. I think there's a hidden sun. Okay, I think that it's going to be visible soon. I think that they're shitting their pants about that, because how are they going to keep on going with their celestial mechanics if there's a second body? Mind you, they might come up with some shit that just showed up, nutty there. But, I've noticed the increase in bad space stuff that they've been doing deliberately. Okay, well, Sharon, is that your name? Best wishes. I'm going to show you maps of Tatarian Detroit in this, and you've got a massive star fort. Did you know that? In Detroit. Oh, we'll look at that a little bit later. You might be surprised. I've got some tidy maps of Detroit. Let's show you Stataria. Okay, Sunbeam. Right, let's get stuck into some images then. Share this out if you like. I wouldn't be bothered about that. There's my son, Lawrence. It doesn't really get dark anymore. Always slightly in light in sky. Yeah, man, it's just crazy lately. I can't ever remember that before. I know you get like light pollution because it's being in the city, but no, man, that's just crazy. The northern skies are illuminated. Okay, fellow Libran, you know that much about me, Sophie? God, how do you know I'm a Libran? I am a Libran. So, fellow Libran. Oh, it's like lightning, that, isn't it? Adam Hopkins, good to see you. God is where? God is here now. He is you and he is I. No, Adam, I don't fancy doing that, mate. I want a new realm now, right, where they do all our medieval thinking's gone. So, although I dig, yeah, I'm baby God, learning to do God stuff. I get that. It's just the word. It's like dog in reverse, and it's got negative connotations, and it's the Dogon, which is the fish people, and there's loads of reasoning by the people mainly that talk about it all the fucking time. Oh, I wouldn't trust as like my babysitter or anything, these people. So why would I take anything that they've given to us written in words? These cults are spooky, man. Do you know how you know when you're in a cult? Because you get your hair off if anyone says anything against it. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. So, yeah, I'm a typical Libra and I require balance. But, like, working on this mental software that Weasel's on about, these reality hacks, which I don't want people to know about, which I'm happy to share. Laura, good to see you again, lovely. Okay, let's move on. Gather for a Flaterday. Rustafarian, where you been, bro? Good to see you, Russ, in the house. And Ryan's in the house as well. Okay, let's get stuck into some images. 269 of you just showed up. Okay, let me get myself together. Have a bit of coffee. I've been on the Iron Bruce in Scotland. I've been able to stop it. It's so lovely. It's probably full of fucking aspartame. Anyway, my mind is stronger. So, let us Share images. No, let's think about Antarctica, right? There's been a lot of strangeness. I noticed they had massive investment, the Illuminati, just recently, sending a load of fuckheads over to Antarctica, trying to grab some attention. The only people they actually managed the attention to grab of is the people who are like media and mainstream believers. It's all very stupid, really. But, you know, it's not about me. What are penguins doing in Antarctica? Now, my cousin once stole a penguin from Bristol Zoo, but brought it home in his Adidas bag on a school trip, and he was jumping up and down on the bed with it. Auntie came in and caught him on the bed, jumping up and down with the penguin to take it back to Bristol Zoo. I love penguins. They can't fly for shit. What are they doing on that island? How did they get there? The island of Antarctica, which is apparently a continent island. So how did they get there? Did they fly? Well, no, they must have swum all the way from South Africa, because South Africa got some sort of penguins, not emperors, though. What are they doing there? They don't even like it. They fucking hate it. I bet they love warm climates. I think, and I'm just saying, just putting this out there, right, that we should have some mass rescue of all of the penguins. Bring them to Wales. No, they'd love it here. Bring all the penguins to Wales, South Wales, Cardiff. Anyway, as you can see, Antarctica is not looking too icy these days. Okay. And if you look on Google, I'm sure none of you look at mainstream stuff, but if you did, and there is a lot of news at the moment about monstrous carving and great meltage of Antarctica, apparently because global warming. So I'm not thinking at this stage of the game that there is a all ice. Okay, I think in there is land as well all the way around, but I do think that this is enclosed place, but I do think there's more beyond. Okay, I really do. So imagine, okay, does there really have to be suns beyond this point? Okay, yeah, if they were going in their little circular thing magnetically around their little pond, which we'll have a look at in a minute, yeah, maybe they would. And then there would be other civilizations, okay, like Mars and Jupiter, but they're not up there because that's water. They're out there laterally. That would make a lot of sense to me. And what I find is in the old maps, say up until late 1700s even, anything time before that, there isn't any ice in the world, like anywhere. Okay, you know the Urbano Monte map, you know other maps, some of which I'll show you now, like the Mercator of the Hyperborean, show you this, like no ice anyway. So I don't think there was any ice then. And then there was the apocalypse, and then there's been some sort of freezing on the outside. Now, it could be some sort of filtering system, I was thinking, to do with this place, to do with air clearance. But it caused a barrier between us and them, almost as if, like, you know, that we were enclosed deliberately for a reason, okay? Like it was a penitentiary of sorts. Because this place definitely got concentration camp vibes about it, hasn't it? You know, put us in boxes, put us all in cities with fences all around. It's very concentration campy. Cars, they're concentration campy. So yeah, imagine that there's been heating. Now, I'm going to show you another idea for how I think this is heating in shortly. But imagine that there's an elliptical and it's come around like it does once every 139 years. Just checking that out there. And then we can't see it from where we are on our perspective outwardly, except for slightly illuminated skies, maybe. But we're not really that far south to even witness any of that, are we? Nobody really goes down beyond the 60th, do they? Unless you're like from a shill society. So there's carving. And there's a lot of melt, and there's stacks of videos to show there's actually chunks, they're saying, breaking off the size of countries. The scaremongering is that water levels will rise. Well, they won't. That is not what's going to happen. How do I know? Because the water, okay, will go through the gaps that are produced, and it will all be lateral. It will all find its own level. So we're in this middle bit. and then there's a thawing for, say, the sun here on this continent, say, and it melts this bit here. So is it because of the melting that there's an energy, like a really weird energy that's come through that I've been aware of for a few years now, that is causing the madness, mental illness, instability, and the whole realm to literally come undone? I mean, they don't even know how to run a civilization anymore. I was thinking of writing Elon Musk a personal letter asking him to save Britain before it's too fucking late. Invade us, please. Okay, now. So yeah, they definitely show you the, like, you know, the idea of Captain Cook circumnavigating this in an ice wall, clocking up 60 miles apparently in his log. Can we trust it? I don't know, but they definitely tell you there's a high shelf, and this is how they access the ice plateau on ladders of big ships. Okay, and they're super duper secretive, as we know. You can go waltz off where you want, and then there's that expanse. Now, I think that you wouldn't even have to travel long or far to hit new worlds, is what I think. So you're there, the ones that took part in the TFE. So when they went down there, I think it was in about January or December, that's right. It would have been, or it should have been, 27 below, maximum temperatures in the shade. Now, 19 hours of sunshine per day. Then they says, oh no, it was up all day, and we'll just, because it's so cold and we're in Antarctica, get a little bit of a chocolatey suntan while we're there, just to rub our faces in it. Now, do you think that the whole narrative behind it all might have just been all bullshit, and what they're really telling us is this place is chocolatey and fucking warm, yo? I'm just saying, yo. So large areas, there is volcanicity. Even Mount Ebris is a volcano, but there is volcanic activity which cause warm lakes, which would cause green areas. So I think that this is where they, you know, go in. I do think that they've got huge bunker systems. Okay, guys, but I do think that they're going outwardly as well. And if there is land in the middle, they're going there. But they are scoodling. Or they are going, okay? They are going, they're not here, and there's a skeleton crew running, and they're holding on for dear life, which is why they can't run any governments. This is why they got crazy Trump. This is why all these weird things are happening. Come on, guys, let's just be serious, right? In the real world, Donald Trump, it's just, everything is just weird and nuts, okay? And all the world leaders are nuts. You got Katy Perry, it's apparently shagging, not that, you know, can't quote me on this. I don't know what their sexual thing is. Justin Trudeau. What? What's she saying? Oh, you're Justin. Justin? Oh, don't worry. But I find it all really peculiar. They're all in the same gang, though, in their club. But don't you find it weird that she faked that she was going to space? Yeah. With Soros in that spaceship, Blue Origin, or whatever it was. Faked that, kissed the ground. She's going out with a guy now who's all over YouTube talking about when his dad took him to the North Pole every year on holiday or something. And there was a labs there with all men with coats, but they weren't allowed to know what was going on. All very shady story. See how all of this is connecting up with their absolute bullshit? Off-world civilization is laterally, and I'm telling you what, it's all about that. Imagine the real estate, yeah, it's eating up because the earth is fucking flat. That's why it's eating up, and this happens all the time. This is a replicating cycle. It's natural as fuck. Yeah, I think we should embrace it. I am, okay, I'm embracing it. Okay, what if there was a way out through the ice wall? Would you take it? What if I seen, I think it was Guy Anderson's show the other day, somebody was going to do a GoFundMe to go and try and bum rush Antarctica. It's all good. Good plan. Good plan. You need to take loads of seeds and stuff, though, and stuff just in case you get there and you starve to death, because you'd have to set up an infrastructure, a bit like they did when they set up America, apparently. Even that story don't really ring true, or any of it. But what if there was a whole world? Would you go there if it was beautiful and unspoiled and not and free and free will, and the way your mind worked was completely different? Because your mind works differently here because of all of the environmental and MK Ultra and everything else stress that you're under. So, you know, most people leave school mentally ill. Okay, if after you get like even to teenage years, you've been through absolute hell, most people, and then you got to drag yourself through the rest of it. It's like, should life really be like that? That it feels like torture. Should it really be like that? Why? And it's not just me, guys. Everyone I've met, no, even the stinking fucking rich, okay, they got exactly the same dilemma in this place. Okay, everyone wants a little slice of happiness. Okay, everyone wants to sit out on their chair, wobbling back and forth, looking at the sunset, don't they? And their prairie, like Little House on the Prairie. That's all we all want. That's all we all want, don't we? Okay. And laser beam defenses. So yeah, leaks in the ice wall. So I do think that that is a distinct possibility, and I've been saying it for a few years now. Okay, so the Kabawashi map, you may know this. God, the story of this, I could tell you, would bore you. But I found this donkeys years ago. It blew my fucking head off when I was going through old newspapers. So I thought it was super duper amazing. It literally flipped my mind first time I saw it. And, you know, when Admiral Byrd said, oh, there was a place as big as America beyond the South Pole. All right, well, that'd be here. This would be the South Pole ice ring. And it fits with magnetics as well to me anyway. And then there would be this world here. There could be all these other worlds as well. We could have just been like, they could have been in here, taking big bits away like they do with building Dubai and mining us, because we do look a bit fucked up. But are we the center of everything? Are we the center of creation? Are we the most important game in town? In this reality, I would say most definitely yes, I would. But in other realms, I'm like a king and stuff. So, you know, I got my free will there. Maybe I should just jump, but I don't want to leave you all to it. You know, not on my watch. So what about the multiple Earth and adjacent world theories that we're just, you know, one of many, many other worlds? Quite tempting. How very, very plausible as well. But you would need a sun, moon as well, because it's, you know, probably part of how the system works. But sun and the moon, sun, moon, and all of these different ones. And eventually the sun will come around and maybe be visible in one of the other ones. But it really does seem like a big experiment. So imagine they go down and there's people down there. They've been down there generations in these bunkers, like in Silo, and they got a holographic sky, and the people don't even know that they're not even in the real world. How do we know that's not the case right now? That all of it is not the real world, because it doesn't feel real to me. It feels like the hell realm. It's like somebody has put us all in some weird monster movie. And my son has just said, Lawrence, monsters inhabit the other realms. I would agree with that. Tentacle gods and whatnot. Ooh, where do these tentacles come out from? Don't bother telling me. Hyperborean. I love this Mercator map, but there's no ice on it, is there? And why in the hell would Mercator map a continent that doesn't even exist? So maybe in the tsunami of 1609 or thereabouts, it was a cataclysmic flood, much more widespread, that took out Friesland, that is no longer there. I'll show you a map of that later. The Hyperborean and even High Brazil, because that's not there anymore, unless it is. But you can only see it if you're pure of heart, which not many in the realm these days. So 4 continents, 4 rivers, and you've got like the deltas as well, and they are named, you know, the Euphrates and the Tigris after rivers that are repeated in Persia. Why is that? All of this is apparently America, and all of this bitch here is Tartaria and Europe, apparently. So it's a lovely map, but they do show a giant, what looks like a tree. I think it might be a tree, which is Axis Mundi. So First time I heard about the North Pole hole was by Quasi-Luminous. I had him on my channel. You may remember Quasi-Lunibus. Do you remember Quasi? Yeah, it's quite an interesting time that was. But he did talk about the North Pole hole as a reality. It's simultaneously pulling the magnetics through, the donutting coming through, and it's literally doing the same to the other realm underneath us on the other side of the inertia plane as it's doing to the top, donutting back up simultaneously. And the moment that it comes up, there's that pyramid, Mount Meru, and then there's a hole left. Now that hole, I think, could spit or produce an alternative sun, as well as the sun illuminating or sun puking out solar bodies that actually probably evaporate. But I think this one in the north is there. I think it's there now. And I think that this place up there is warm and close. And that would be better to bum rush than go in all them thousands of miles to Antarctica first. I think we should probe deep the North Pole. Hole is what I'm thinking. So I could write a poem about that. Darlington Park in Sydney. This is really good. So the designer of this, he knew about Moorland. How do I know? Well, he's included technasmia, like the magnetic lines around the map, that wouldn't exist unless there was other lands that he's actually showing on this map, the other lands. And you got a Mount Meru as well. So this guy who designed this park, he knew that there was other lands. So it's also a Visca Pisces. You may see the shape of a fish, but it's also an eye. When you look from above, it's an eye with a pupil as well, interestingly. So there it is. So, you know, the magnetics, this is where the northern lights are coming from. It's magnetized light shooting up from the North Pole hole, I've proposed. But if you imagine that we're living on this inertia plane, but I think there's more definitely out here as well. Okay. It's donutting in, and then there's no gravity. That is exactly the downward force of that magnetics, and then it comes up simultaneously, causing that donut effect is what keeps you on the ground. That is what's doing it. Electromagnetics, and the rest is density and buoyancy. As you know, that's what's keeping us down, not fucking gravity. That is bullshit. Electromagnetics, I don't think that is. So on the other side of this, the flip side, I think there's another civilization. I don't think it's an inner Earth, because that sort of says that it's a globe and then there's a cavity inside. I'm not thinking along those lines, guys. I'm thinking that there's a flip side. And I think that's where the advanced technologies are coming from. So yeah, the 16th century depiction of Mount Meru. In 2018, when I first showed this, it was the shape of a stereo frequency tweeter. How on earth can this be? It's a coincidence. Well, I don't believe in coincidence or quinky dink. So in ancient Tibetan mandalas, they show you an upside down pyramid, which appears like it's emitting a frequency like a tweeter. So Nosferundum, I think they call it, but the outer worlds, I think it's, some people are going to mirror moon me and say, oh yeah, man, yo, it's reflected on the moon, yo. Yes or no, I'm not sure. I'm undecided. So all of the peoples, this is interesting, and I'll show you why later. So I found some 1500s depictions that show a population in America when the Spanish or whoever turn up, and they are naked and they are definitely Caucasian. So what you don't find in early American depictions by Theodore de Bray, for example, is any North American Indians in any regard. Okay, you don't. But yet all of the people who live in the Arctic Circle, no matter if they're in China or Asia or the Inuits of northern Canada, they all look the same, and they do the same shit, and they actually are the same. They rub noses in their igloos. Mind you, I bet their igloos these days are like Airbnbs. Can you imagine? I bet they got tellies that come down like that, and beautiful beds and all that in their igloos these days. I bet they go. I can't even imagine. I don't want to ever go up there. It's too cold. So is it possible that they came from a land that was in the middle in the first place, and then they just went to the outer bits? I think there's definitely a chance of that, because wherever they turned up from, they weren't in America originally. They came from another place that it may have got inundated with water. 1609, around that time. This is a magnetic declination map of the North Pole. Okay, you can see that it's in a azimuthal equidistant sort of style and fashion, but the magnetics show 1, 2, 3, 4 declinations that you would normally get around a landmass. Because you need a landmass to cause the magnetics for the declination in the first place, or an anomaly of some sort. Okay, not an empty ocean or ice. So this magnetics is showing us that it's very, very possibly, okay, 4 continents, and very, very possibly as well a North Pole hole, which I think is going on. So there's Mount Meru, comes up, back down. Even spit stars, probably, which are suns, which is what we get in the sky. So there it is, Hyperborean. Let's have a little look at this. So yeah, they got, apparently on this one, they got pygmies. So this is like, imagine that when this map was done, there was no Great Lakes. California was attached by all accounts, but there was these 4 continents. And then now in the modern day, it's just all ice. There's no continents. It makes no sense. So yeah, early exploration, even Peary thought that there was lands beyond northern Canada, went off there looking for Crocoland. Did he find it? Skystone, the mysterious stone made of pure oxygen that is being found. I think this could be part of the dome. Pure oxygen would make perfect sense. I think that this depletion of oxygen that is giving symptoms that have been shown just lately, I think is definitely a thing. Like, yeah, oxygen is depleting. It's a good job we don't breathe oxygen then, isn't it? We breathe mostly, was it 72 or is it 78% nitrogen? So there's that. So yeah, I talked about this on my last post. It's interesting that on the square and stationary Earth map by Orlando, he shows above the North Pole, okay, by here, a third body, which is there, which is shown on that map. I'm not sure how he picked up on this information, but there you go. I think it could be there, and I think that is out of our vision. As the way perspective works, we wouldn't be able to see it. Not yet. Maybe never. Maybe never, but I think that it is there. Okay. I tell you who else thinks it's there. The police. Not the Nina police. The other ones. Sting, who was incidentally born on exactly the same day as me. 2nd of October, 1967. Not that, but I'm definitely cooler than him. So the chorus sort of gives it away, really. There has to be an invisible sun. It gives its heat to everyone. There has to be an invisible sun that gives us hope when the whole day's done. Oh, boy. Anyway, it's a good song. Yeah, I don't want to spend the rest of my life looking down the barrel of an armor light. I don't want to spend the rest of my days keeping out of trouble, like the soldiers say. Like that, like. So yeah, it's back down to free will again, isn't it? You want to kneel, do this, do that. I'm not done with any of that, actually. Their morals actually stink. So there's that. And that's why I like the Truth community. Pretty real good people. What's this? And they're only going to change this place by killing everyone in the human race. They will kill me for a cigarette, but I don't even want to die just yet. Why would they write that? And why would they say there's an invisible sun that's giving heat? Why? Queen as well. The words of Under Pressure pretty much tell you the terrifying truth of this place. They got their friends screaming, "Let me out," when they find out the truth of this place. I'm glad I was born to actually witness it, is what I was. Anyway, I literally love the sun. It's absolutely amazing. It suits me down to the ground. And not only that, I can handle a lot of it. So when everyone is panting and puffing for air, yeah, I'll be like, do you want me to do your shopping for you? There will be a small price. But I don't think there'd be any shops open anyway. And I wouldn't charge if there was no lady. Can't look after everyone, though, can we? But we can try. So, yeah, let me give you a few of these shouts. Now, next, we're going to look into a subject that you guys absolutely love. I'm not going to go too much into it because I've been talking about it all week, but a little bit of extra stuff. Now, I did a Hangout Tuesday with Mike, who was Stellium 7, who was absolutely awesome, by the way. Did some awesome presenting, some awesome pictures. Caused a little bit of, a little bit of a debate going on, which is all good. So I'm really happy about that. More interviews to come in the near future with some interesting people. World of Bliss, good to see you. What's going on, bro? And Rachel said hi to you tonight. Nice guy, son at the beach. Son of a beach. See what you did there. I'm getting a dozen dobre off here of Dominica. We love Dominica, don't we? I do. Dr. S.Y. and all crossing end in the dark, like the day, moon year, and all life. Not sure what that is. That's a bit like beyond my understanding of the reality. Magavelli's in the house. Stellion's episode was good, man. Yeah, man, it was. And it's good to think outside the box. I think it's really brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Loving the big tree stuff. We're going to look at if there was big trees. Okay. Decode your reality. I have Black Hole Sun. Oh, yeah, that's Soundgarden in it. I'm not first on that band. They're a bit shit. I don't like his voice. That's just personal preference. Yeah. Anyway. If there were big trees, there would have had to be big seeds. And big seeds would have made big plants. So there would have been a mega fauna and huge pineapples and huge apple trees and huge. So that would have been a lot of food. We probably wouldn't need to farm ever, because there would just be, if we're little and there's an apple, so big because it's room, all screwy for food, isn't it? But it would feed a race of giants, no problem. No trees, no food. The giants are like, uh-oh, let's bounce. Make sense? Okay, let's have a look at that. First, we're starting with big seeds. Now, some of these are definitely very tempting to think that they were once seeds. There's no doubt about it. They're all over the landscape. You see these spheres everywhere. They're stone spheres. I don't think they are, but these are. Because you can see the structure. I literally, because I'm the type of guy who likes to pick apart a seed and look at its structure, all its different layers, getting down to the pith, the husk. I've been doing that since I was a little kid, picking seeds apart just to see the structure. And they look exactly like that. So, and they're all quite close to trees as well, like this one. So if you imagine, right, that was a chopped down tree, or as a tree that's gone, maybe evaporated in a plasma event, and all the seeds that had dropped off it before it did have turned to stone, and they literally do look like seeds. Yeah. So you imagine the megafauna, imagine the food that was around. These definitely look like seeds. Check them out. So I don't know what natural geological process would cause such a thing, but this one as well is like the layers you get on a seed, the different layers. And these things as well, they definitely look seed-like. And these. So yeah, imagine then that they grow big, massive foods, like massive avocados. See, that was a stupid invention in reality, isn't it? So I don't know what are not like pulling, like maybe Mrs. God invented that. Can I get one invention in, love? And he's like, oh, go on then, knock yourself out. And she came up with the avocado. Because the seed's way too disproportionate for a small fruit. I think if this was a lot smaller, you'd have more like lovely avocado-y stuff, wouldn't you? But it's not about me. Okay. Well, I'm quite convinced that there was big seeds. Oh, look at that one there. Some of these look like they're stone spheres, though, and I'm unsure. But you've got to be able to see the layers inside to convince me. Like this one's tempting. The center stone of a peach looks exactly like that. Look at that one. I don't know why it's cracked in two, though. Maybe it was an ancient giant squirrel was nibbling on it. What? So let's move on. So evidence of giants. Now, what I notice is when you read the newspapers in the modern day, you never see any news about giants, do you? It's funny that, because in the late 1800s, it's all the time. There's like newspaper articles about giant findings. Get to like about 1900 or a little bit after, no newspaper articles. But before then, I mean, it's regular. People were writing about giants, but now I think there's even an algorithm that says you're not even allowed to talk about giants. That's to tell you something. Giants, dragons, and all that. Achten van Booten in the New World. They don't want it's myth. Giant skeletons found. Archaeologists to send expedition to explore the graveyards in New Mexico. Ooh, I love New Mexico, where bodies were unearthed. Los Angeles, California, owing to the discovery of the remains of a race of giants in Guadeloupe. Okay, and antiquarians, who can't pronounce that properly, and archaeologists are preparing an expedition to determine. Excuse me, I can't even see it, on the excitement that exists amongst the people, wow, of the scope of the country near Mesa Rica, which is 200 miles southwest of Las Vegas. Okay, I'm not going to carry on with that because my eyes are going funny looking at that weird writing. Let's move down a bit. Burial places express the option that perhaps thousands of skeletons of a race of giants long extinct will be found. So they thought there was going to be thousands of giants. Indian legends and carvings also the same. Oh, it's gone to shit at the bottom. I can't really read it. Old newspaper articles. But there are stacks you can dig up. Let me show you this one. The Jigsaw Puzzle Nation. Russian refuses to crumble, notwithstanding the government. You get down here. And it says the Cossacks, whose ancestry were fire-eating giants of the steppes of Tartary. So Cossacks were giants in their ancestry, and they are really, really big, aren't they? So interesting that they say they're Tartarian giants. Giant skeleton found in Parkhill. Workmen making interesting discovery in the subtle river, a gravel pit. Okay, where's that to? A human skeleton of a giant proportions was unearthed. The skeleton found in a sitting posture directly beneath the stump of a maple tree, more than 2 feet in diameter, judging from the size of the tree, which had grown above his head. The man whose bones still remained must have been dead 200 or 300 years at least, which fit the timeline I'm talking about. The bones of the forearm and the leg bones were measured in the length of between 7.5 and 8 foot tall. So this one was an 8-foot whopper reported there. So yeah, I think they also sort of died around the same period. Giant Mexican skeletons there. Gold hunters verify lost race legend. Coast mounds give up remains. So there was a lot of mounds, mound cities, St. Louis, they leveled it. There's other cities with mounds which have been leveled. but existence of a race of giants that occupied America. I'm convinced that this is the case. Found on worldwide, because they are here in Wales. This place got buildings that were built by giants, castles. Found on Lake Michigan Beach. I don't know. Could be a molar from a giant. I found a giant's tough then. Giant skeleton found in Missouri, 4 miles from Bernard County, Bernard, Missouri. There was discovered a few days ago a skeleton of a giant. Farmer found bones protruding out the banks of a ravine. It has been cut by the action of rain during the past year, and those skeletons of the human being whose height was 12 foot. 12 foot. Wow. Just trying to think about that. Head through the temples was 12 inches, and the lower part of his skull was 15 inches. So he's had a massive head. It's a big head. So, yeah, wow. Prehistoric bones. I don't think anything is prehistoric. I don't think anything is ancient per se. I think the pyramids are recent, like really recent. I have a strange noise going off, like an alarm in the distance. Anyway, skeleton 10 feet long, discovered in South Idaho cave in Boise, Idaho. I like that word, Boise. It's nice. She was from Boise, Idaho. Unmoved, unseen, and untouched for hundreds of years. Again, and hidden in the recesses of a deep cave 25 miles north of Shoestone, Lincoln County, in South Idaho. The skeleton of the giant was 10 feet tall, evidently prehistoric origin. Not really. Evidently, why? Why did you jump to that conclusion? It was recently discovered by a hunting party from this city. Smithsonian Institute. Looks like we got ourselves a Mandela effect. Right, so if I was to ask you now, okay, guys, this is really serious right now, okay, what is the name of the Smithsonian Institute? You would say, oh, it's the Smithsonian Institute. Only it has never been the Smithsonian Institute. It's the Smithsonian Institution. So that's a Mandela effect. I just caught them. It's never been there, and yet they're saying it's that. Very strange, that one. Skeleton found again in New Mexico. So New Mexico and Arizona and out west, this was a lot of giant action, man. It's where you get all of them interesting Indians like the Anastasia and all that stuff out in Sedona, you know. It's really cool. So, yeah, like I said, back in the 80, up until about, what's this, 1908, yeah, it was quite common to see about giant finds, but like in later years then, they just never ever hear anything about them. It's like it's all stopped. And if they did, let me tell you, the Smithsonian Institution would definitely cover it up. Let me tell you. So the ancients, they definitely are giants, I think. These are some stone reliefs from Greece, Troy, and Rome, and all the other culprits. But as you can see, the ruling class, kings, Caesars, etc., seem to be giants. Usually in a throne state, even back Mesopotamia, on these weird Zoroastric wizards, they've got giants as well, as you can see, as a person. And the Indians, they've definitely got giants. She's got a Vajra in her hand there, and she's got a trident as well in one of her hands. What else has she got? Other Vajras. Jesus Christ, she's like maybe she's selling electromagnetic weapons, and that's a sales pitch, a bit like a chocolatier. Look at all my electromagnetic weapons. Wow. So yeah, God's living in the underworld, and then they come up in the shape of a serpent, mermaids. And you've always got to have your elephant with the trunk up for luck. If you have a trunk down, it's going to be bad shit go down. So yeah, Indian gods. Okay. Got loads and loads of arms. That would be really good if you was your girlfriend, wouldn't it? It's like, my back is tickling. And the oh my god, this is Akhenaten and his wife. They're going out and doing a bit of housework, mopping the garden like they never did ever. I think this is probably Tutankhamun down here, but anyway, this is a definite direct descendant of Obama, Michael. I mean, Enkidu. Oh look, I got a baby lion. Oh, you mean a lion as in full size? So he's definitely giant age. Romans, ruling class, giants. Wow, this sort of personality turns up over and over again, doesn't it? Throughout, and this is way back in history, proto-history, I would say. They are the Egyptians again. Yeah, they definitely got giants. We've all seen Gods of Egypt. So yeah, they tell us everything that's going to happen. It's just got to decode it. So yeah, them looks big, them looks small, and them looks smaller. Okay. And even in the Mexicans and the Aztecs or whatever, Mesoamerica, they got giants too. Quetzalcoatl giants, as you can see. So everywhere in the world definitely has them. Oh, look at these weirdos. I'm going to put my hands on your shoulders, son. Is that okay? It's like, actually, no, man, I've got a bit of a bad shoulder. Please don't touch me. So what we got going on here? They're on top of the water. Let me just bless you with a load of pouring shit all over your head. And it looks like some sort of Jesuit stuff going on. This isn't like an Indian type. She's praying as well. Oh, I don't know. So yeah, there's probably all giants back in the day. Adam, Jabo. Wow, he looks old, man. Who's that? It's got one of those Greek beards with all of the matting in it that you see in the 300 movie. God, I am literally cooking here. I'm sweating because my fan broke. I'm gonna have to get one. I did go on a quest for a fan. Maybe I should have gone to OnlyFans. No, it's not a good idea. I don't think they do fans anyway. So yeah, a giant monk. Fuck, not good, is it? This one, this giant monk, he's wrapped up his congregation in cling film. He's keeping them fresh at least. But yeah, they wrap them up in cling film. Probably because they're going to turn to stone a bit later. I'm going to do the stone thing on them. You're going to become a statue. Oh, I don't like the look of that. Okay, no. Yeah, that's a load of weirdness right there. Oh, I feel rather awkward all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, more giants. Faceless giants. They literally rub their face off because they would have been too ugly for you to even comprehend. One at a time, boys. One at a time. She's a big girl. It might not be a girl. Yeah, it is a girl. You're a little peepsky, can't you? Can you leave my hair alone, please? I haven't got any clothes on. Yeah, no, you told me to take them off. He's really little, isn't he? Yes, he is. So yeah, that's what's going on in the classical world. Wow. And Buddhas, big Buddha. I like a big Buddha. Last time I rubbed a Buddha's belly, I was taught by Lord Buddha some harsh lessons about my reality. It was literally, I had my suitcase chucked out the window. I had that Oblinsky moment, and I was like, right, okay, I'm stripped of everything in my reality now. Thank you, Lord Buddha, and I've learned my lesson. It's a long story, but I can assure you all of that just happened months back. So yeah, fucking hell, giants everywhere. Look at this one. What's all that cord? It's like an umbilical. Got the serpent, very Phoenician-like, any of those guys, with the whole seashell. Oh, but in this case, it's like cobras or something. Wow, look at him floating. Oh no, he's on a lotus flower. Okay. All right, well, let's move on. Wow, check him out. Yeah, that's what you want your gods to look like. Big happy hats and loads of laser beam stuff. You'll be able to laser beam people's faces off. That's what you want your gods like. Yeah. Don't mamby-pamby gods. Or old. Don't want him young either. Don't want a young, stupid. You don't want a young, stupid god. Like, yes. May I suggest you use your nightstick, officer? So he's beating slaves. It's like, you wait over here, girls. You're mine for later. And he's beating all these up, making them work. This is what they're going to do to us in Britain. They're going to enslave the population. I don't make a good. Don't do slavery very well. I often wonder, like, you know, if I'd been like collected for like camps in World War II, what my behavior would be like. And I don't think I would have done anything like sit there and take it like people. I would have been like fucking terrible. Just know me so well. Oh, look at this. Oh, he's bashing his head in with a shillelagh. Standard. He's taking a serpent out of his nose because he's got a bit of a tapeworm problem. And an astronaut. Wow, that's really weird clothes for antiquity. Fucking hell. I don't know what's going on, guys. I just don't know what to do with myself. Okay, let's attack him. Not only is he a giant, he's like a John Wick giant. I mean, he's brilliant at fighting. So you'd have no chance. And he's humble and helps people who are in trouble. And dogs, lonely dogs, and cats, and mice, little mice. They live under the washing machine as well. Looks after them. Right, let's have a look. Okay, I don't speak Russian, but yeah, we know he's a guy, got a lion, and he's that big compared to folk now. Okay. Holy fucking Rooney. Right, let's check out. There's Mickey Rooney was 5'5" and he went out with, wasn't he married to Ava Gardner? How did all that work out? Anyway, it doesn't matter when they're laying down. I was just saying, it's really strange. Mickey Rooney was all right as well. It's a bit weird. Look at him. There's a nice couple. Oh, wow, she's a big girl. I love this picture. Do you know why I love this picture? Because they look so happy. Look at his little face. Yeah. He's like, I am the happiest man in the world right now. Isn't it? Love sweet dream, isn't it? But a lot of people are not just giants. They got giantism, which is them long joints, and it's not really a giant like this fella. But they put his skeleton in the Smithsonian Institute. So yeah, giantism's quite. I've seen a giant once when I was at sea, a Dutch boy. He was 7 foot something, and I mean, you got a neck ache looking up to him, but he was awesome. Probably the only giant I've seen really. I've seen people like 6'5" and stuff, but anything near 7, hardly ever see anyone at all really. But the shops were designed for bigger people to go through. Doors, front doors. Have a look at the Victorian front doors if you're in Britain. Yeah, they've got like these quarter lights and stuff, and these spaces above the doors for when they used to have to go into them before. So. He's a Cossack. You can tell by his head and these little weird bandoliers they have on their clothes, these Russians. I hate fox furs. They're really horrible. Fucking horrible to kill a fox to wear around your neck. And they say, oh, it's okay. Have you seen what fox have done to chickens? It's like, what? You say that while you're eating your KFC, mentalist. Look at all this ermine. If that's real ermine, then that's worth for a lot of money in one day. So I like this guy. He's 7'5" tall, and he's definitely a descendant of Genghis Khan. Yeah, who was blonde-haired, blue-eyed, by the way, and Caucasian. A lot of them were back then. But Tenzing, whatever his name was, he was a Tatarian, and he was a giant. And this was from the capital Ulaanbaatar in 1922. I've got quite a few photographs of that gentleman. I think he's really cool. Okay, German beauty. Cool, imagine her on stage. Fucking hell. And then they became circus freaks as well. Like that guy in America, they took him to schools and all of that, didn't they? But a lot of these are sort of set up, aren't they? Like these two twins. What's for the old? They joined because they were giants. They put them in the Freemasons. This makes no sense. But he's doing the old concealed hand thing. Is he not? So yeah, thank you for being here today. Happy Flaterday. Okay. Not forgetting you're all there. I've got 429 of you watching, which is really good for Flaterday, I guess. I've got a lot of stuff coming up in the near future, guys. So keep a look out, and I'm going to show you up and coming FEB things. Here he is, Mr. Serene. It's like he don't even have to worry about, oh, she looks nice and really chilled out. But let's be honest, the opium was amazing back then. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying. He looks so serene because he's basically adept in jiu-jitsu, and we'll just like, I'm trained, Joe. He's in like Flynn. Okay, she's a big girl. Cool. She nearly knocked her out with the armpits then. She's like, oh, fucking up. Sure, won't let you down. So, yeah, he's got a bit of a weapon. He's going through a town. He's just battering everyone. He wants beer, only they haven't got a brewery big enough for his belly. So there's another thing, big hops. You would need big hops to do big beer. Like these blessed giants who are all in silks. Oh, I love the old giant age me. I know they're nice. And the Yeti people, definitely down with the Yeti people. They look lovely. I go for a cup. Would you go for a cup of tea with the Yetis? I would. I'd hang out with them. I go around with the Yetis. They'd be my friends. And they would be really nice friends. They wouldn't be weird. Okay. Yeti people are not weird. So yeah, how to get around back in the past? Like this with umbrellas and wings and electromagnetic technology. But yeah, the clothes on these people back in the day, they're all the best stuff. Honest to God, you know, the margaritas they had were fantastic. I don't know, maybe not. Now, this is a Masonic lodge dating from the year 1593, showing the actual giant body of Adam on Noah's Ark. So was that the case? Noah's Ark was built just for one dude. Resurrectionist system says it is. Interesting that. Do you know who put the Georgia Guidestones up? It was the Roman Catholic Resurrectionists. And they put up the Georgia Guidestones. And then once they got to complete the Georgia Guidestones, yeah, they blew them up. Just after all our weirdness that happened in 2020, and now that everyone's missing and people are going missing increasingly on a daily basis, just not there anymore. I'm supposed to be at a wake today, my friend's funeral, but couldn't actually get there because it was in a place I can't get to with my car. But yeah, there's just people are just dropping like flies. So yeah, he's like, fuck you all, I'm going. Really had enough. And you look at this giant in his woolly underpants. Nice touch, I think. I always like this photograph. It's a jolly jester in a pair of budgie smugglers. What's she doing to the leg? Is she humping his leg? Oh, I don't like that. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Okay. Again, it's not about me. So yeah, I don't know. There's loads of images online, but this was done before AI, I guess. But it's early Photoshop. But I'd love a giant to walk down the road and just put his head in the window and say, everything all right, Martin? I feel, yeah, thanks, giant. Everything's really, really good now because I've got a giant friend. So that'd be really great. We could go hunting evil people together, like pest control. like that. Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Me and my Giants. So Patagonian Giants, this is where the Welsh ended up going. Our Giants fucked off to Argentina, far away from everybody if you possibly could, because we're trying to kill them. And the remainders, while the gate was open, went through into the other worlds through what they call is Antarctica, sort of thing. So, yeah, look at these weirdos. Anyway, they're not weird. They might be really nice. Nobody could even understand anybody else. The Babel thing is like now, where nobody can understand one another. But imagine it in the past when all of the different regional dialects, and until they brought in the King James Bible to introduce the English, that they got today. It's the hardest language in the world, and it's going to be the new world order language, which is why America and Britain speak it. And it's the most spoken language of the air. Spoken language of the Maritimes. At sea, everyone speaks English. No one's speaking fucking Spanish. Let me tell you. So here's God with all of his harem. Yeah, let's have a look what God's up to. Oh, he's hanging out with a load of naked chicks. He's got a few Cherubinowskis because he's been spitting out loads of kids. Weird. Because I thought he had only son. Yeah. And isn't it in the First Testament, it says, "Thou shalt not worship any other god above me, for I am as jealous as fuck God." I don't know if it said that, but I'm emphasizing, I'm a jealous God, and I will smite you. Yeah. You get to the second book in the Bible, and it's like, fucking hell, you've got a short memory, you lot. Anyway, let's have a look. How have Adam and Eve got belly buttons? Let's have a look at them. In the future, as you know, it'll be Adam and Steve, but they're always ginger. Is this Jeff Lynne off of Electric Light Orchestra? It's got a bit of the Jeff Lynne. It's got a bit of the... it's got a lovely sort of curly wave. He's had a perm. How's he had a perm? Anyway, so there's a third. There's Lilith. Yeah. She's hanging around, right? She wears leather. Yeah. She's like a biker bird, tats. And she's hanging around and she's going, "Hi, Adam." Yeah. And he's like, "Paching," with his eyes like that. Yeah. Paching, ching, ching, ching. Because she's that hot. What are you supposed to do? This is where God is torturing us and free will don't come in. Yeah. In a reality, yeah, I would have ate everything. I mean, everything in the garden I would have eaten. Here's God again, right? He got a load of sprogs this time. That's human race. There's I don't know. He's like, "Bitch, what do she talk? What am I to do? What am I to do? She up herself. I say no. She say yes. She hungry or she got munchies." Sorry, I don't know why Adam and Eve were Spanish. Just feeling Spanish right then. So yeah, there was other people in the garden. They got kicked out. He's like, "You got to go and live in this realm now." So they had to step through a portal that was operated by God, one of God's people, under a lemon tree, or it could be an apple tree. And oh, look at that angel azure. Is it an angel? He's got like a little flower blocking him. It's like, "You go into the woods and be on your own. We won't be helping you anymore. You have to actually pick." What this is, right? I know exactly what this is. They've been at home living with mum and dad, and they've been having the best food going and sitting on their ass and not doing anything. And then they got sent away from home. You got to move out, kids. You've got to move out and you got to fend for yourself. That's what's happening here. And they got to go and get their own food. No more mum and dad to fucking mollycoddle. No more clean bedding. No more doing the dishes. No more tray on your lap with all of that lovely food that tastes like actual heaven. Yeah. Oh, I miss it so much. Mind you, if I wasn't such a good cook, I wouldn't miss it so much. So yeah, let's have a look at this Botticelli painting. Got some weird shit going on in this. Got a demon. She's got some, it's missing. I thought it was actually ectoplasm coming out of her face. So look, is it ectoplasm? No, it's a flower. Oh, okay. I think ectoplasm would have been better. So yeah, check the Phoenician nose. Okay, you can see it. No gap, no pushed in by her on all of these Phoenicians in this period. All of them, a ginger or blonde hair. Looks like she's full as an egg. Oh, are they all full as an egg? No, these are the three witches. Okay, absolutely awesome ladies, totally on their side. If they need anyone to join their little weird cult, I'm in. Okay, I'm in with the three witch cult if they look like that. Maybe not. So yeah, here's Adam and Eve as they got older. As you can see, things are not looking too good. They've been fucking dying for something to eat for years now. Adam looks like an aging rock star. Eve's been piling on the pounds, considering she's not eating fuck all. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Just say it. So here's the garden. As you can see, in the Garden of Eden, it's in the Hyperborean. Here is Mount Meru. There's a wall enclosure all the way around, which is the mountain range that you see all around the Hyperborean. There are all different animals. Peacocks. What are they doing? Okay, well, people are naked. There's flying machines, there's mermaids, and people just having sex in the bushes and stuff. This is Garden of Eden after all, isn't it? So yeah, strange goings on. So there it is. He's thinking, it's so fucking lush here. How would you even know if it was lush, mate, if you haven't got no frame of reference? Have you ever been to a shitty neighborhood? Well, no, you haven't. So to you, it's just like, this is the way the world is. So you wouldn't be thinking, oh, this is fucking lush, would you? You'd just be thinking, this is. I'm just saying. So there it is, Garden of Eden. It's in a walled enclosure. Okay. The location is Hyperborean, I think. I'm not going down for any African destination or any of that. And I don't even think, I think it's a Jesuit implant, is Atlantis. I think it's to take your mind off what really is going on. I think because it's just so them. Fucking Plato. Yeah, so here is a guy in a red cape like Jesus. Don't know who it is though, because he's not born yet. And he's holding hands with Eve while Adam's sitting there. They're both naked. That's awkward, isn't it? And he's holding his girlfriend's arm. And there's all critters coming out of this water hole thing. Yeah, the Garden of Eden doesn't look all that nice in the Hieronymus Bosch depiction. There's Hieronymus Bosch. Okay, what else is happening? This is the Garden of Eden. There's a water feature spurting everywhere, mountains. It's the Garden of Eden, according to Hieronymus Bosch. I love elephants. And swarming crows, definitely synonymous with the end of the world. You should have seen the swarming crows I've seen recently. Amazing. How many End of the World films do you see? Like, I mean, all of them. Fucking, you start with War of the Worlds, Day After Tomorrow. Anyway, all of these films, they show you crows going. The birds. So, yeah. From a seed to a tree. Oh, I love trees. I don't know what that image is doing there. That is the tree there. That is the devil, who is the serpent. See, I'm not thinking there was that happening. And then this angel's like, fuck off. And I got this sword, a fiery sword, and I'm going to hit you with it. Really horrible. And go off. And then there's the Grim Reaper waiting for them. So didn't they die when they were in the garden? So here's another depiction of Eden. Again, in a walled enclosure. Again, with some strange water fountain. Again, some strange combinations. So Adam was born, or Eve was born from a rib. So it looks like a chick there, right? I can't tell with the long hair and that. And then Eve's born out of his rib, or just bursts out of his side. Again, there's this dude with the red cape pointing at stuff again. So who are these cats? God, my poor head. Anyway. So yeah, there he is, the angel. I think his name is Azil. That's it. And he's like, I would have given him the sword to protect themselves because they're just going to get eaten by lions and stuff, or a panther. We've all seen Apocalypse, so we know this shit goes down, don't we? Okay, more images. This is a really rare and awesome set of photographs I've had put away for a few years of Siberia. And what they show you is the gulags. I don't want to depress anyone by talking about concentration camps or gulags or anything, but these images are awesome clues to the reset of civilization, because what you get is amazing cities buried in the mud in photographs. I think the umpteen millions of people that were shipped from Russia and Europe, Eastern Europe, all the way to Siberia, to the gulags, even Joseph Stalin was one of them, okay? I think that these were employed or made to work slavery in digging out the cities, okay? And the evidence, I think, is in these, and we're going to have a look. So Omsk, right? Check it out, okay? So there's no population except for these arrivals that I'll show you. The roads are made of this, but you can see piles of stone just left in the street. Sidewalks are wood, okay? This is what you're getting for some of the areas of this city. Some sort of anomalous aerial thing going on here and here and here, which is the top of some sort of cathedral, which I'll show you in a moment. Yeah, so all of these buildings look half buried to me. Some of them got windows at the bottom, and these churches as well. And they're all in massive areas of nothing, okay? So what they do is they bring in large amounts of people by boat up the River Volga, drop them off. Okay, here they are. They're all from Europe, from Muscovy, and even some Scandinavians, and they have been, these are not volunteers, okay? These have been kidnapped, okay? And these have been forced to go east, okay? This happened to millions of people. They're getting sent to gulags. The summers are insanely hot. These photographs are taken in the summer. And the winters are insanely cold. And a lot of these were put to work in the salt mines, which I think I showed evidence of on a post that you can see. Eyes bleed, blind and ears exploded, basically. I think it's some sort of mining accident. It's my calculations on a video you can find in hidden videos, because it did have like over 50,000 views, and you can't even find it on my channel, but it's in the playlist below for to show you what I'm on about. So yeah, middle of a field now, but it's this building just sticking out of the ground. Just unbelievable building of Tataria. And you find that these streets are non-existent infrastructure. And then you get these massive, beautiful cathedrals. So yeah, the Transcontinental Railway from Moscow to Vladivostok hasn't been dug yet. That it comes on a little bit later than these photographs, these 1890s. They're getting it ready, and then they're bringing people by rail to this area. Okay, so there's some really weird clues in this. I just don't know what to make of. We'll look at in a minute. So they bring them upriver, masses of people on boats to repopulate these cities. They have some sort of religious thing going on here, and one of those Antiquitech devices, torus field generator, and they do a sermon underneath it. You can see definitely some sort of technology going on with them. So it's side of the river, but you can see the skyline is unbelievable buildings. Look at these things. But they bring the population in to repopulate it, and I think that they're digging out. I'll show you that now. But look at these on the riverbank. Half buried windows, and just ginormous buildings for this city. Absolutely amazing. All the way to the foreground are just these giant cathedral things. Just bonkers. There they are. So they're just in a shitty field with a big expanse and nothing else going on. What the hell are these? Wood. They're building cabins for the people that arrived in these fields. And there's evidence for that. Because no one was there before, guys. Is that aerial there? No one was there before. So yeah, they're bringing large amounts of wood off the river to build cabins for these people that have just turned up, these cabins. And they put these inside a walled enclosure. Okay. In these barges, they bring in all the goods. And another one of these religious things there is, they're on the bridge in one of these bunco booths. Where they're having some sort of sermon. These are all got umbrellas. It is baking hot. Yeah, amazing architecture for non-infrastructured society. Let's see all the wood. Yeah, they're going to put housing for them. They've started to build them there. You see these just rudimentary sort of log cabins on the river. That's where they're putting these people. They're going to be slaves. And they're going to dig out all of that. And they're going to work in salt mines and work until they die. And if you look at that video I mentioned earlier, you can see that their heads are, they're just physical effects are terrible. So here's some of the prisoners of the Gulag, and they are doing preparations for cabins for the population that's arriving. Some of them are floating, look. Wonder if that's because of some sort of disease, maybe. So yeah, crazy they built all of this just for the arrivals. Here they are. Another Orthodox religious do. But look at the size of these buildings in the background a minute. Look at that. Just a massive wall. There's a crazy big wall with no feature in it, just a wall. A few windows maybe. So that's what they're doing. They got some patriarch there. God, they're very religious, aren't they? Or they were. But it's probably the best thing that happens all day when you're in a gulag. What you're going to do, just fight for survival, and then hopefully get through to the end of the day. Look at these things. So no infrastructure, just dirt outside, no roads per se. Yeah, they built these beautiful things in white. On horse and carty. So this is my question as well. Is they got a pyramid there? Not only is it a Christian or a Orthodox pyramid, it's an Egyptian style pyramid with Greco-Romano temple entrances, 4 of them. And they have the plasma bursts over the door. So it's Freemasonic. It is got the, I think maybe an eagle. I'm not sure. So it's Freemasonic pyramid in Russia. How is it in Siberia, and how is it that far east? There's a bell in a pagoda there. So I find that really unusual that should be that far east. There is there a church pyramid. So yeah, their reach is far and wide, isn't it? Looks pretty old as well, this building. It's not weathered. The old ladder lean there. Well, they're all old because it's all reset stuff, isn't it? Look at this. Really weird. All right. So they built this on a non-infrastructure society, this massive, beautiful building. Look at it. Oh, delivered by this little horse and cart. Yeah. This guy one day got bored. So some sort of installation, interesting balloon deployment tower. That would be perfect. Drop people straight into work. Notice they're all vanilla skies and the streets are pretty empty, but the streets are like massive broad, for the air balloons. So a few people, it gets red hot there. They got umbrellas. I don't know what's burning. Beautiful building. I wonder what they're burning in there, though. Back to the river. I'm bringing in plenty of wood again. See the pyramid over there? What an unusual feature for Russia. Yeah, all the wood for the barges, for the houses. So yeah, it's crazy that they, until like, ended up in a, Marxist hellhole. Cultural Marxism is like ruling where I live, in Britain. I would never have imagined it would ever arrive here, and I'm still pinching myself that nothing has been done to say about this, what was a great country. So that's just the river banks, as you can see. There would be a lot of mud expected on a river meander, but quite precarious up there, aren't they? The buildings on the edges. Nice tower, nice spire. Let's have a mag up on that spire a minute. What's them people doing down there? Sitting down. Yeah, vanilla skies on all of these, aren't there? So that's a nice Phoenician fountain. Oh, right. Phoenicians that far east. That far east in Siberia. We got pyramids. We got Phoenicians. And the Tatarian infrastructure visible in mud-flooded streets. Is what I see. Would you argue with that? What about this? Just mud. It's just really, really rubbish. And these windows are half buried. Okay. That's Alexandra. Is it? Yeah. Look at that building. How beautiful is that? So what's Alexandra with dragons doing in Siberia? Is there any Russians in chat? I'm sure this does say Alexandra, but I might be wrong. Dragons. Okay. So yeah, they're building this shit with all the wood on the side. Huge sort of buildings out of wood for all these masses of arrivals. Like it hasn't been happening before. It's really weird. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is. There's a lot of cables and this thing here on top of this. Not sure if they're halyards for flags. I don't think they are, though. There's like balls on them. Bit unusual. And there's cables in the air too. Some sort of cables. So yeah, there's some building going on you can see here, but the roads are shit. They're full of potholes, dirt. You know, how'd you get like glass to these buildings over all these holes? Makes no sense. But there's a building. Looks like it's being built, but it's actually already there, isn't it? Like it always is. So there's that building there. Strange things on top. I don't know. Right. So we're in Siberia, and it's thousands of miles away from Europe. What religion are they doing? Orthodox. Okay. What's that? Is that the Jewish star? Is that the Jewish star? Well, yeah, it is, isn't it? Huh, right. All the way that east. How much I don't know. Okay, so there's a big bunko booth and a mass gathering of people. So Stalin was in a gulag and he met his girl, he met his wife there and got married and lived in, he hated it there though. I've read some of his stuff, what he said about the place. It's absolute hell on earth for most people. It's just a fight for survival. It's literally an open air concentration camp. You can't actually run anywhere because there's just thousands of miles of mosquito filled swamps. And it's for thousands of miles, so we've got no chance of getting out of there. And then the winter hits. So hot Flaterday today, guys. This is what we got. We got a hot Flaterday going on. Okay, let's have a drink. We've been talking for a long time now. We still got some people in chat. Have we got anybody here? 410 of you. Wicked. There is no reset coming because we're in the middle of it. This is it. This is the reset. Okay. What I'm looking at is here is a picture of apparently Abraham Lincoln at the Gettysburg Address. And Abraham Lincoln stands 6'4" tall. If he's 6'4", how big's this guy next to him? Share another image. There he is, 6'4". As you can see, he's a head above the rest, isn't he? In photographs. And you get the Gettysburg Address, and that guy's massive. So yeah, expositions. This is the apparent Crystal Palace exposition being built, but again, it's not, is it? It's already there. A few statues already been put in. I wouldn't advise that with scaffolding. Somebody could take them out. But they introduced dinosaurs. Okay, there weren't any dinosaur parks in the history of ever until this one. And then they had stupid ones in Puffcourt, Swansea, Singleton Park, stupid ass. When they can't even fix their roads and their potholes, they put a load of stupid plastic fucking dinosaurs up for the children. It just makes no sense. I know why they pushed this. So they had a massive dinosaur park outside the Crystal Palace exposition, which we'll look at some more photos. They're a bit jumbled. So you may recognize this image. This is the wailing wall because it wails. It makes a sound, apparently audible. You can get a decode. These boys here are apparently listening to the Temple of Solomon and getting and downloading secrets. What do you think? They're all listening. Sorry, I had to close my window because my loony neighbour. Shouting wheelchair. Yeah, so apparently the world leaders and stuff go and shove a bit of paper in there, make a wish, and then a guy comes along, sweeps them all up and picks them out later because you can't keep that going. But the size and the masonry on the wall of Temple of Solomon, absolutely immense. I've seen photographs of the other side of this wall. It's cavernous. So yeah, apparently a whisper's some sort of download, whatever. What's it going to tell you on a Friday? We fry tonight. French are frying. They got French fries. So yeah, some antiquated farmyard machinery. I'm not sure if this is a big lawnmower or what it is, but it's big. It's a big plow. I think it's a big plow. I'll sort it out. So yeah, Detroitian was in a chat earlier. Check this out. Detroit. Cantonment. I was born in Canton. So yeah, reservation at Detroit, and you can see they got a Fort Shelby Gardens off of Jefferson Street, and I'll show you another image of this now. There it was. So plan of tunnel fortification of Detroit, Detroit River, and you'll find that it's a star foot in Detroit. So that was there before the obviously the blocks and the modern streets. But yeah, New York had exactly the same. I could show you examples of a lot of American cities. There is there Fort Wayne. This one, Fort Wayne. It's where the Wayne Manor is. Where Batman came from. This is an interesting picture, and this is why. It is Richmond, Virginia. Okay, following the American Civil War, things have been put back at the temple. But you can see some remnants here in the corner of blown up buildings. Okay, so it's a shroppy image. Outside the temple in Richmond, Virginia, okay, in the field, is what? A pyramid. A pyramid in Richmond with doors on it. Like that free energy device that I posted last week. It's a pyramid in Richmond, Virginia, just after the American Civil War. And the buildings there are insane. I don't know, they survived the bombing. Some never, you can see here. But yeah, why the pyramid? So there is the remainders of the Temple of Solomon in the modern day, found in Jerusalem. And they got huge megalithic stones, really, really high up in this great plateau or platform. Insanely big for human scale. So could be put there by giants, but the caverns and the spaces inside are hidden to us, but they hold many secrets. Built by apparently Solomon, King Solomon the Wise. So yeah, these are medical implements for finding broken bones and healing you. Tuning forks, which I want to get some good tuning forks. I know Campbell used to sell them, didn't he? So let's have a look at some old weird alchemical depictions. Check these out. I just think it's crazy. They got people escaping through ladders, Jacob's ladder, and on the ground, what's going on? A load of Jesuits, divination, and you've got a king with a scepter on a throne. A guy in a wheelbarrow, a guy with cross on a donkey, and a knight battering a monk. And something's exploded, or they're doing a sacrifice. Whatever it is, everyone's getting out of dodge if they're like fuck this weirdos. Here's another one. Try and this is what happened after the mud floods. So let's try and work it out. Oh yeah, they're burning dead. They're burning the dead. And everything is a mud. Would you argue that everything looks mud floody? No, you got these strange deities, triple-headed animal there. They're playing dice. And the weird Phoenician with the lamp. Really strange era. Excuse me. This is a strange one. Why is he giving off gases? She's bit the dust, thinks it's God. She's like, oh, great God. Because she hasn't seen one before, no frame of reference. He's like, God, yeah, okay, guess I am. Okay, that sort of thing. But yeah, look at this mud-flooded church. Would you agree? It's mud-flooded to me. Okay. So yeah, this is a Russian church, an old photograph that I picked apart. You can find they got strange lighting that wouldn't be candle, so electric, I think. These cables all coming down. Interesting tree of life on a panel there. They knew. But yeah, all these wires coming down, masses of them. Yeah, Friesland, yeah, it's no longer there. Apparently it's taken out in some sort of biblical flood, or the flood. But I think it's that flood of 1609 that took out High Brazil. High Brazil was probably the cause of it. It probably fell in the water or something terrible happened. Giant tsunami, generations to heal, and Friesland was submerged. Look at the cities on it. So the capital was here, Friesland. And there was another city, Dophius, Godmoe. And then you had all these beautiful pastures and Okaba, Castle of Okaba. All of these do not exist. Why would you even map it? And it's on all them maps if it didn't exist. Nice mountain ranges, back up to the pastures of Agenfort and Cabaria and Ron and Kampa. I quite like Friesland. Alas, it is no longer. Nobody believes the media except when it's in their own interest. I read that and I thought, ain't that the fucking truth? Because that's the truth, isn't it? Yeah, they will literally, if they said put your hand in the fire, they would, because they would do whatever to carry on. If the shit fits wear it, they don't want anything more. They just want the hands out, the life that they give them, and they just believe whatever it is, so they can keep on going with that. Is, you know, it's really fickle, and that's what people are. You know, a lot of people, a high percentage of people. The rest are just in selfish worlds. Yeah, it's just, but it's not about me. But we are elves, which is why we're self. ourselves and selfish, and I'm the king of the elves, so all's groovy. Yeah, these are all over the world. You find them in northern Russia, you find them in Mesoamerica, you find them in India, Indonesia. I've seen them everywhere, actually. It's these sphere balls. Now, could they be seeds? This one's a stone sphere. They reckon it's been carved and it's perfect dimensions. It's a mystery. Could be something to do with giants. So yeah, in this map of Terra Nova, okay, new land, what are they doing? They got grass skirts on and they're chowing down on what looks like strange meat. Feet. They're eating feet. The people they fought have been defeated. But yeah, grass skirts and eating people. Okay. So yeah, Atlantis. So apparently this is the Iberian Peninsula, the coast of West Africa, and Atlantis was connected to it, but it's no longer there because it got taken over by a big tsunami. There is Atlantis, where Plato says it was all connected, and I think it's just so them, isn't it? Beaton Memorial Fountain. So yeah, I've been look at these all over Britain all the time, man. They're just always the same. These little organite pyramid affairs with all this complicated ironwork and then a water fountain. Man, oh man, that water must have been straight from a underground stream and then treated with argon. Fucking brilliant. And now, yeah, so they had all that and they got these beautiful things. Look at these. See? Anomalous little antiquitech devices all over the landscape. Follies, some of them. We'll have a look at a folly in a minute to compare. So yeah, my local park, Victoria Park, has a beautiful one of these. And when I grew up, we had one of these fountains. Press a button, and ice cold, beautiful water would squirt out. Now, you got to go try and find a shop that's open. And then he's like, wonder how much I could charge you for this water. You really need it, don't you? You know the film Falling Down? If they hadn't flooded Britain with loads of drugs, I think what would happen is like the movie Falling Down. Everyone would do a falling down because everyone has had a fucking shitful of the chaos and the not being able to do civilization anymore. Nobody feels that safe in Britain, not anymore. They don't. On the cities, countryside maybe, not in the cities, not anymore. It's great where I live though, but it's different, yeah, because we're in Wales. So yeah, look at them. This looks exactly like the one in Victoria Park where I live, my local park, exactly like that. Beautiful. McFarlane's castings, fountains, beautiful. Yeah, but they structured the water. So yeah, we've talked about fireplaces for years. This fireplace and an organ in the living room at idle hour. Is the heat that is generated from the fire anything to do with making music? I don't know. But what I can say is all this beautiful ceiling and all of that, it's not something you'd want to get blackened by this fire. But you see these Andron devices probably emanating heat, probably radiating heat. And the organs must sound absolutely fucking fantastic. Love organs in a room. So yeah, this thing is supposed to be some sort of antiquated fire with a water heater above it, boiling water. So you're going to have a fire. You're going to put a nice painting right next to it. And all this expensive shit. So yeah, follies. No, there are a number of follies I've seen with my own eyes. Maybe 10 or 20 of them in the middle of England, built by the architect that built or designed the Bank of England's top bit, Inigo Jones, who was a Welshman and a famous architect. And he built loads of these follies, they say, all over Britain with materials that were left, like just lying around after building a stately home, for example. whatever. They're all over the countryside in Britain, and they're like buildings. There's a cavity in here. This is rooms inside. They just say that they're follies, though. It just makes no sense. These. What for? Because it's raining and I want to sit inside. It's just, no, they even got the twirly chi driving pillars. Just crazy technology. Old world left. So yeah, this whole picture of antiquity has some strange aerials. I'll show us what to make of them, guys. They look like some sort of high-tech stuff. But that's the old world, so it's not supposed to be there. There's also this huge, iron tower right by here. Can you see that? But yet they got a shitty telegraph pole. Nothing seems to be coming off of. But this thing looks modern. Don't know what it is. That's nice. I'd like to build a house between two stones, or seeds, maybe. Yeah, that'd be nice for me. Just the sound of the wind, the odd sheep bleating. So there it is. Sorry, back to I mixed them up a bit, but there's the Gettysburg Address. I can't get over the most important address, really, in American history. And the photographer's all the way over fucking by here. Anyway, if he's 6'4", how big is this man next to him? His bodyguard, maybe. He has to be like 7'5", 8 foot or something. He's massive. Unless he's standing on a box, but you can see his he's a big dude, isn't he? Look at his shoulders and his back. He's a giant, man. There's a giant at Gettysburg Address, right next to Lincoln. That's mad. They're two weird kids there. Apparently, one of them reckons they're supposed to be a time traveler to do with the Montauk Project. Apparently, he went to the Gettysburg Address. What was his name now? Oh, fucking hell. It'll come to me. So, yeah, more unusual, anomalous stuff. But I think these are loudspeakers on top of this, by the look of them. Because in the communist era, they were screaming orders. That's coming to Britain. Screaming orders at people. Fucking hell. That'd be brilliant. I like this. This is good. So this is like where we live, okay? So we're on this plateau here. There's the tree there, as I mentioned earlier. But what else we got going on is the firmament, and the sun is a boat. The underneath of a boat sailing across the sea, the Tartarian Sea. But right above, okay, yeah, where the North Star is maybe, is God's house. God's got a house on the water. So it's a boat house. Anyway, Milky Way stars and all of that locked in the firmament, and souls, because stars are souls. And then all the way around is water and subterranean light of the roots. Sonoluminescent underground places lit up by tree roots from giant tree. Oh, I like that. That was fun. So yeah, I like this picture of, I think it's the East Bridge being built over the river, East River in New York City. And you can see some guy is sitting up on the roof there. They never knew he'd end up this far in the future. And this is what they do to people. So this poor child, he's probably only about 15, probably lied to get in the army or just forced to get in there. Anyway, he's being screamed at. What did I say? Go over the top and get yourself blown to smithereens. The kid's already peed himself. He's like, you got to be fucking joking, mate. Yeah, this is the problem. And you know what? Even as a child, you would be shot for cowardice. It's ridiculous. What is ridiculous? The whole thing's ridiculous. Poor kid. Anyway. Yeah, Shackleton was a bit of a knob, wasn't he? So he went all the way to Antarctica. He gets his boat fucking stuck. The ice encroaches the boat, crushes it. Oh, the story's absolutely fantastic. I ended up getting a boat and going off to South Sandwich Island. Anyway, it's a long story. But there he is, Shackleton. He's like, oh, we are so fucked. He's going to end up eating the dogs. They don't know that at that moment, though. So it's a lot of dog curry. You can see the snow encroaching the boat already. So he kept digging her away, but it kept coming. And it crushed the hull of said ship. Although, I seen an interview with a lady from Scotland and said that, oh, yes, Shackleton, or they filmed that appear on the lock. So I think that they might have just been in Scotland lying to the world and doing this little Hollywood production, is what my suspicion is. So, yeah, use North Pole. It's not. It's Amazon's. Oh, this is Scots, actually. Got the Norwegians. They've already planted their flag, and because they found exactly where the North Pole was. And here's the British with Scott and Amazon. They didn't actually meet one another, but when the British got there, Amazon had already been there, the Norwegian. And funnily enough, England are playing Norway at this moment in the World Cup. So I'm going to do a guess. I'm going to say that England are going to win 3-2. No, that was the score with Mexico. Yeah, 3-2. Let's see if my prophecy is true. England win 3-2. So here is the Crystal Palace of Sydenham in London, and you can see weird spiral shit going on, but they got this dinosaur park. I never liked dinosaurs when I was a kid. I thought they were stupid. Yeah, they are. The only thing they were good for was blowing up or setting a light or something. Really, soldiers. You get your soldiers flamethrower them. Monsters. That's all. They're not good for anything else. Look at them. Oh, dumb. Get rid of dinosaurs. See, when my political party, which is going to, somebody will, I will get a benefactor in this political endeavor. And eventually, okay, dinosaurs are going to have to go. Sorry to break your heart. Also with globes and weirdos. They keep making you trying to believe weird shit. That's annoying as hell as well. So they're there, they made them, and then they stuck them out and introduced them to the world because millions of people are going to go through. Here's the last battle of the Arabian giants, right, going on here. You can see that there's a lot of soldiers, and they're going to fight these last of these. You got an Arab giant, and he's fighting a Phoenician giant, because I'm thinking, not Phoenician, I'm thinking Alexander the Great was a giant. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, they all were. So, yeah, back to the Wailing Wall. So that bit of that wall is visible now, which is what they're trying to listen to. But this is so many plans, especially in Kirshner books, for the plans for the temple. It's very futuristic on this massive wall, like the way of the flood water and everything. But, yeah, I think it's relatively modern. I don't think Solomon was a long time ago, and I do think he existed. So that is the perspective of looking up a beautiful spire, stone carved spire. But doesn't it look like CERN, or doesn't it fall away as well, like into like infinity? It's really strange phenomena. I wonder if that's part of it as well. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been looking into, after talking to Mike this week, fossilized trees, because I've seen some of these in Arizona myself. Just laying around the floor, man. I couldn't believe it. And I went to a gas station, man. They had two by the door. I was touching it. It's like glass. But these big trees, they've gone down in the desert and they have turned to stone. Yeah. So my friend I was talking to the other day was on about, I wonder if people had a disease that turned them into stone caused from a vibration. I was like, holy fuck, Nicola, that is amazing. I'm wondering if that was the case. There are diseases that progress from the feet up. But imagine it if there was something that turned people to stone, and we all turned to stone when there was a certain vibration, like this, turned like this. That is a tree, and it's turned into that beautiful stuff. Amazing. Yeah, they lay all over the desert, and they just turned to rock, glass. Shiny rock. Very beautiful. Which shows you things petrify relatively quickly in some cases. But yeah, wow, beautiful look to them in there. So yeah, some more pictures of Antiquitech that I've captured. These things are so powerful, they have to be wrapped with a Faraday cage. I shit you not, it's that powerful. Look at that Antiquitech in the background too. But this thing, it's in Belgium. And unsure as to what is inside it. I don't think it's a water feature. I'm unsure. Maybe a bit of water. This thing's sticking up. I'm really unsure as to what his mechanism is inside, but it is wrapped by some sort of Faraday cage. There's water coming out the side. Is that so? Excuse me. So yeah, these things are all over Britain. Yeah, there's water coming out there. Okay, I see that. So all of that just for water. Oh God, it's just amazing. And woo, look at this for a bit of antiquitech. So yeah, that's a bit of the old world antiquitech left there. Beautiful. And this one as well. It's a weird geometry on the thing going on a crown top. Again, with them torsion drivers and the wobbly columns doing the chi twist as well. So yeah, that is some sort of antiquitech device as well. And there, look at this one. Again, the railings are on water and so much detail with twisting and these little toruses everywhere and that at the top as well. Is that really needed? Unless it's doing something really specific. That's in Neustadt. I've been there in Germany. I've been to Neustadt. I thought it was weird when I went there because I thought Germany had been wiped out in the war. Go to Neustadt, right? It was a lovely place. And they had this massive town hall with the roof made out of twigs, like sticks. I was like, sticks? It was like, shit, the RAF missed this place. Like, literally. So, yeah, a car part or some sort of crankshaft. That is also, or is it the joint of a tree? I think it's a camshaft looking at the teeth. It's turned into stone. So yeah, I've talked about this week. It's a bit of shit. We'll keep an eye on it. But I think this shadow banning's been happening quite a while. But they're going to literally suppress any truthers, as you can see, the proposed new rules for mandatory prominent regime. That sounds like North Korean as fuck. This could require digital platforms like YouTube to prioritize their give a privileged position to BBC, ITV, and Channel 4. And they're just going to bury everything else. But I think that's been going on all along anyway. Look at these new masses of Tatarian AI videos that are shit out of nowhere, like hundreds of them. Who do you think's doing that, guys? They're advertised. Who do you think gets the revenue off of them? AI writes them, produces them, does it all. But somebody's raking it and doing it. But the people who come up with that content, yeah, well, fucking buried. Well, that is part of the agenda. And they're going to do that now with the whole truth thing, I suspect. Or it could go the other way. I think Elon Musk needs to step in around now. So another Mandela effect is like Napoleon and countless other people in history, just an implanted narrative. Is Nikolai Lenin. Okay, so the great leader Lenin. Let's have a look at him. There he is. I think it's an implanted history. I think as they all are. So his name is Nikolai Lenin in the biography by T. Bell. So that is his name. But what's his name really? So there he is. Bit of a weird, dodgy story to his background. Worse than Stalin, who's a bank robber. Nikolai Lenini with the E dies in Moscow, wounds inflicted by foe on Friday night. Not a psyop. And there he is again. Lenini. So is he Lenin or Lenini? Lenin there with Trotsky, another implant. Trotsky at the Bolsheviks. So, paid for all of that. Fire cannot kill the dragon. What a dodgy bleeding bunch. Anyway, first news out of Russia in direct interviews with Lenini. Is this a Mandela effect or is it just what's going on? Trotsky and Chinazin. and it's the now famous Lenini interview, who was published in the World last Saturday. Lenini, who the fuck is Lenini? And Trotsky, God Almighty, he looks like the lefties in the modern day. They all got the same fucking look to them. It's really weird. So here you can see Lenin's original signature. Let's have a little look at Lenin's signature. Okay, that looks like a H. Okay. Oh, right, because he's writing in Russian, which reads N. Lenin. So apparently he's not Vladimir. Now it's Nikolai Lenin, not Vladimir. Nikolai Lenini. So that is very, very fucking confusing, unless he's just implanted, because that makes no sense, unless it's a Mandela effect. Okay. I don't know. It's just, imagine having like an army with horses. Is that real? It is real, is it? It is real. Oh, man, that'd be beautiful. So these are horses from the steppe, which would have been ridden by Tatarians, I guess. So, yeah, horses are awesome. So, yeah, Pegasus on one side, some strange onk, and a swastika on the other on an ancient Greek coin. So the Greeks and everyone else have swastikas. So anyone can guess? I'm watching chat right now. Any one of you guess who this dude is? Okay. Can anyone guess who this dude is? Matthew Titus, Vladimir Lenin, Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Zelensky. Do you think? What about Rasputin, like Lenin? It's very similar as well, isn't it? Anybody? Rasputin? Flip? No. It looks a bit Rasputin-y, but it's not. He's got a suntan on his face, but not his body. Aleister Crowley, Reclaim the Truth. Yeah, so this is the 1909 expedition that he went on to K2, where he climbed the mountain, had a great religious experience on the high Tibetan plateau, which triggered him off on this, the mystery schools thing that he did. And as you can see, he's in a hot spa in Tibet when he climbed K2. So the Queen, did you miss her? The world was a lot better when she was in it. She was keeping an eye on things, and then it all went to shit in a fucking handbag when she popped off. So yeah, this pink diamond is the most expensive diamond in the world. She wears it like there, and the story behind there is like there's a lot of suffering and bad energy. Let's just say that around the pink diamond, but she don't seem to mind if people die or anything. Where else has got pyramids? Rome. I've seen this woman die on ice. This is in Rome, in the center of Rome, and they've got a pyramid, apparently ancient. You see a bit of wall attached. I got pictures of it in 1733 atlases. So there's that. Right. Apparently, this kid thinks that he found a fossilized elephant tooth in Sussex in England. So this is in England. He had come out of a sandy bank, and apparently he thinks, it looks like a heart to me, but he thinks it's an elephant tooth because elephants are indigenous to Britain. Never. So I'm not sure why they come to that conclusion. Maybe it was a mammoth. Or maybe it was a giant's molar, not necessarily an elephant. Anyway, he's happy with his elephant tooth. The building that never was. Check this out. So they were thinking on building something like that. This is in the Vatican, but it never actually came to fruition. Imagine the size of that. So that's carved in wood, by the way. Somebody went to that effort for a building that never got built, or did it? Anyway. So, yeah. I can't remember who these were, but I know there was millions. Where were they now? Oh, Jesus. I don't know, because I'm so hot and I closed my window and I haven't got a fan on. And it is actually, it's 27 degrees. So it's just in the 80s now at night. So it's not that bad. Yeah, these are shrunken heads. I do remember these. These are Indonesian shrunken heads. This guy, okay. has got shrunken heads. So apparently it's a thing in the past. A way of keeping your ancestors. Inside of the Basilica in Rome, look at the wobbly columns. Look at what they do with all the money. Look where the sun's shining. If it landed on the Pope, he would be like, "Yeah, see, I told you so," and he would claim that it was a miracle. So yeah, ancient bowl with a swastika extended on. Again, very ancient. Again, twisting into a spiral there and a spiral there. Interesting that is. I think it's a map of the Earth and the extended lands. So yeah, this is a picture, a painting from 1509, I think it is, by an Italian artist of the landing in America. So it's only like 80 years or something after they've arrived, and you see this. So you see Spanish or people from the West, and these are the Americans, the people that are there. So they're not North American Indians. They are large, naked people. That one up there has been locked up. The women are running, but they're quite blonde. They're having a fight back with bows and arrows. They're all stark naked, as I said, but they are, some of them quite big, but they are definitely white Caucasian people occupying America and no Native Americans. And that's the same for the Theodore Debre's depictions, because they show Floridians who are 7 foot tall and the women are all blonde haired. But these buildings, they look like they're melted buildings. And that one, look. Old America. Interesting, eh? So here is a close-up. You can see the Knights of the Europeans coming in with cannons, splattering everyone. The women are running naked. She's running with the babies. And there's quite a bit of chucking rocks at them fuckers down there. He's got spears, though. So, yeah, obviously they got, like, overwhelming superiority with the weapons, and it didn't go down well. So there they are. That's the original Americans. I'm not seeing any or any scalping or any Indians. Full stop. And this rock thing is really interesting. So I think America was occupied by these people. I mean, they're post-reset arrivals, probably. They got no clothes just yet. Why? How are they eating, surviving? Is it cannibalism? Which is shown in some pictures. This is Miss World competition, 1922. Let's have a look at the women in 1922. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, they look a nice bunch, don't they? I like these 1920s. God, imagine the brilliant times in the 1920s. All that cool dancing and all that sex and drugs and rock and roll. But not rock and roll. It would have been dun, 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 whatever the dance they did in the 1920s. Yeah, she's nice. She looks modern, don't she look modern? 1920s gals. So yeah, I wonder who won 1920s Miss World. Google it, we'll find out. Times have changed. I love this. I know what you're thinking. It's AI, man. It's not real. No, it is. It is. It's in Tibet. It's a sacred cow. And they comb it and they love it. And they got an entire fucking field for it. You see this guy, Tibetan guy, sorting it out now. Do you like it? I want one. I really, really want one. I want a really cow. Be a cunt, my child. Jesus Christ was quoted. So yeah, so look at this building. I didn't quote it. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this bit of antiquity. It looks like a motor of some sort. Absolutely fantastic bit of tech, though. Ununderstood by myself, but again, a grips of it. Doorknob, Masonic, Jesus, Jesuit, all CNI pyramid, and the plasma burst that kills everyone, and the 2 shells, the Phoenicians. Happy days. Right. I'm coming to the end of this video very soon. I'm going to come into chat and talk to you all because, and I got to show some shares. This is the worm that turned. Make of it what you will, but I think there's a worm living inside that night. I'm not sure what's happening with the one above. I'm literally going to die in this sheet at the moment. Harper's Cave beneath folded rocks in Spain. So I'm not saying it's geology. I'm saying it's weird how the ground sort of folded. But what you see is it's in a wave form. So I think that when this place was in reset, the land undulating in a wave form like that, and then setting in an instant happened in some sort of densification process when the end of the world happened. This was a lucky fucking photo, wasn't it? So he went into this crevasse, but it has the attributations of a wave that is frozen. So I don't know how that happened. And in the distance, you can see the Terra Nova. And he's like, bloody great photo of that. Shame we're all going to die, but we'll get the photos back. Yeah, it's a nice, perspective of a cave. You can see outside there, there's cave entrance, water above. It's really beautiful, isn't it? I go in that cave. As long as the sea doesn't come in. Yeah, a bit of artist impression of the old world. All destroyed, sunken, and all of the Antiquitech stuff on top. That's what it was like. So yeah, sinkholes got to be something to do with big trees, haven't they? Think about that. But these things are in Russia. I've got a couple of examples of them, and they are like fused giant holes, bottomless apparently. Nobody knows how they existed or how they happened. Anybody's interpretation, but these are fused ground. You can see that it's had some sort of heat hit it. Okay. Could it be plasma burst? I don't know, but I think it's coming up from underneath that has caused this. Could be gas, maybe. But these are popping up all over the place, these weird cenotes with a fused surround that go really deep. Now, cenotes as well, Mexico, there must be thousands of them. They say it was because of the KT impact, so it wasn't that. But something's caused the cenotes. I think it's something to do with big trees. And I'm not sure if they had this in the American Civil War, but what it appears is that is a Union soldier on top of an electric car with a fitted gun. Not sure if it's a machine gun, but they are definitely dressed in American Civil War clothing. Did they have cars with machine guns on in the American Civil War? Food for thought. Moving on. I think that's it on the images of today. Wow, how long have I been talking? Wow, 400 of you still here in chat, 382 of you. Thank you for being here. Oh, let me give you a few of you shouts. I'm going to open a window because literally, I'm melting. I'm melting. Oh, lovely. Hot air just blew in. Oh, it was so lovely. So, yeah. I'm all groovy with it, actually. I don't mind the hot weather. The Hills of Ice. Oh, I love that film. I got both. I got the new one and the old. Hills of Ice and Hills of Ice 2 as well. I baldy do. But yeah, man, definitely living up in the mountains, all irradiated. Ooh. So, Voodoo Child, I like your style. Machiavelli, cheers to you as well. Thank you for being here this week. I hope you enjoyed the content. It's food for thought. I definitely think there is a big change coming, and I think it's going to be rapid. From what, if you just do the pattern connection yourself, it doesn't take a genius to work out. This place is going to get hot as fuck. And times are changing, and I don't think it's about the general population anymore. I don't think they cared two hoots for us. They're going to need some people left, though, to keep the last remnants of society ticking over, so they're all doesn't. Yeah, this is a good time for peoples to stand up and take it back, I think, guys, before it's too late. You can't leave it in that. Time's running out now, so we're just going to leave it to them fucks, are we? Evil fucks. Is that what's happening? I'm just not doing it. Stone strat, it just don't make no sense, guys. Truth and love will always prevail. So that is what we need. That's what's going to happen. Okay, there's no way that evil wins. Yeah, good wins. Okay, you've got an evil dude, you've got a good dude. Yeah, you've all seen like fucking Paul Newman in Cool Hand Luke. That's how you deal with evil people. You have one of the best shows on YouTube. I do, Voodoo Child, and I'm not just being biased, but I do think. And if you guys knew all of the effort that was put into all of this, which is a lot of effort. Okay, plain spoken Jane. She's talking to our friend in the house, who is our awesome Hippie Shake. Thank you for doing everything, Hippie Shake. You don't have to understand. It's rendered for you. Oh, I like that. Probably is. Oh, thank you, Voodoo Child. You're one of the best shows on YouTube. You're down to earth, and you provide a lot of information and different perspective. Thank you. I do. That's what I try to do. YouTube, why waste YouTube? You know. Exactly why. He brought up naked people. So, yeah, we are from strange mammals. So some DNA splicing, maybe a mix of all animals. A lot of people got animal attributations. Okay. We see same waves form in trees. A matrix is real said. I agreed with that. Mitch King, moon and sun are plasma. So yeah, I've got that video of that Australian news interview with a scientist in 1964. Talks about the sun being cold and it all being plasma. And I was going to show it, and I had all of the links of declaration for this video so I don't get copyrighted. But I still panicked because of the state of YouTube at the moment. So no pain, but yeah, stay strong, good. Yeah, make sure to stay awesome, people. Okay, stay absolutely fantastic and groovy. Keep coming back to Marticus, and I'll give you lessons in how to be groovy. The basis of it is not giving a fuck. I love Cool Hand Luke. Shaking that tree, boss, shaking that tree. He ain't shaking that tree. He's off on his toes. And he just don't take no shit. I love that film. It reminds me of me in that film. That's what I think, anyway. So, plasma burst that kills everyone. Yeah. That's right. Mitch King. Seems like bad news, but, you know, if you're in hell, then you're going to burn in hell. But don't worry, you won't know anything about it. Because you're going to pop out a little baby. Where? Oh, and here we go again. Okay. Nobody gets out alive, they say. Thousands of games. There's my son, Lawrence Litka, who has changed his channel name from What's Dragon Metals to Thousands of Games because he's got thousands of games. And he also only needs 8 subscribers to get 2,000 subscribers. And he's been working hard at it. So give him a sub. Hippie Shake just linked him up there in chat. Hi there. I'll give him a sub. Only 8 he needs. And I'll make his face smile for him. Chuck Berry and Little Richard hadn't invented rock and roll yet. I know. So I hear they're banning rap. That's brilliant. And they're going to replace it with rock and roll, which is absolutely awesome. So I'm down with that. I love the flapper styles. Oh. I don't know what that is, Kay. It sounds nice. Sounds good. Not scary. No pain. Heard our spirits. Just leave. Yeah, exactly. I'm not checking all about it. Don't work like that. Oh. And plus, you know, in your primal being, that this has all happened before. This conversation I'm having with you now, all of you, we've had this before. I've said all this before, guys. This is all happened before. How would you explain that? Yeah, no. Just saying. Stone Strat, good to see you. Thank you everyone for being here. This Hippie Shake there. And I'll be back in a day or two. I'm doing some interviews coming up as well. I'll keep an eye on my my page for that, on my post page. Also, in 2 weeks' time, or just under, on the 28th, last Tuesday of the month, I'm doing a presentation in Bournemouth. You see all the information down below. Let me just show you the flyer for that. Which is not mine. Somebody said, oh, congratulations. I'm not the Flat Earth Society. Social. Excuse me. There it is there. So Ian Lee, he does it, my mate. And it's Flat Earth Social. I know I said last week, Mark Devlin and Dave Murphy would be there, but I got it all wrong. For some reason, Ian put up last year's flyer, and I just don't know what I was thinking. And I posted that. Anyway, it's going to be just me. But there's going to be a lot of truthers there. I've got some friends coming. We're all going to hang out. We'll have a good time. Okay. It's going to be good. And I'm going to do a presentation. A bit of that stuff that I did in Scotland as well, because that was absolutely awesome. And a bit of good healing and good vibration around you all is what I'm doing. Because that's what I'm doing, yo. There's enough sucky stuff in this realm, isn't there? You know? So there has to be an invisible sun, because Sting said so. So 344. I'm guessing you did like this video, didn't you? It's only a little touch of that little thumbage thing. Universal experience. The universe, people call the universe, is a, how can I put it? Without swearing really, really profoundly. I don't trust it. I don't trust. Do you know what I trust? Trust me. Okay, don't trust the universe. It don't come through. It just doesn't. I'm a master manifester, but I have to be careful what I wish for. Plain spoken, Jay. World of Warcraft, old world. It is. World of Warcraft's definitely old world stuff. My son's into all that Lovecraftian stuff. He reckons I'd love it if I went into it. It's all like mermaids, massive knockers, things like that. I haven't seen it. Silica, very important computers. Oh, I didn't think of that. Silica. Wow, okay. Good deco, love. It was the requirement to get married for shrunken heads. Strange, isn't it? Still, who are we to, it's probably all normal back to them. The great I am says 100% I am immortal. Maybe not everyone, same people. Do you think you're going to come back? Do you think there's any coming back, or do you think this is it? There's only one life, and then you just fucking, because if that's the case, maybe 90% or more people just wasted their only shot. I don't think that's the case at all. I definitely think you get them to make mistakes and learn and come in, because I don't think they're having any riffraff through the next place, through the door of the next place. Yeah, it wasn't the Paris Catacombs. It was somewhere else. I think it was to do with the Balkan War. I'm dead of that. Betty Watts, good to see you, sweetness. Thank you for being here. Right, I'm going to make a cold drink because I'm literally dying on my ass here. It's so hot. And my fan broke, so I'm going to need to get cool somehow. Taylor Swift's dead. Oh, Dad. So, yeah, I find it difficult to believe that Anne Widdecombe actually got murdered. I was waiting for him to say something. I think that's a bit of a psyop and weird. If you don't know who Anne Widdecombe is, don't even worry. But I liked her and not liked her all at the same time. And Bonnie Tyler. Yeah, she died of a total eclipse of the heart in Portugal, age 76. If you don't know Bonnie Tyler, she's a famous singer from Swansea. She sang I'm holding out for a hero, that one. And I was lost in France. Holding out for a hero and a total eclipse of the heart. Those are famous songs. Bonnie Tyler, she's gone. But she was all right. We like Bonnie Tyler in Wales. Right, love you too. Thank you, Jane. Boom Shanker, everybody. Thank you for being here, bringing your lovely vibrations, having a good time with me. Thank you, Miles. Good anger, my friend. Just stay awesome. It's the only thing I can suggest, guys. Just stay awesome. That's what we try to do here on Flat Earth British, and keep the vibration high. Never let it dip. That's when they'll get you. You're like, wow, what's going on? You let your vibration down, son. They got you now. 23 Chan, good to see you. Wear only cotton clothing and keep it damp. Keep it damp. Feels good. I don't keep it damp, but I do only wear cotton. Only. She was a legend, Matthew, mate. She was absolute legend. Lovely lady too. Very down to earth as well, being from Swansea. We all love a bit of Bonnie, don't we? When I got lost in France, I blamed her. I was like, fucking Bonnie Tyler. I was lost in France, eating cabbages. Thanks, Martin. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Machiavelli. Thank you, everybody. As you can see, I'm sweating. I need to sort myself up. Thank you, Bob. What's really going on? Well, I think the world is heating up. And I think there's another sun in the north because it's not getting dark anymore in the north. I won 120 euros in the poker tournament this evening. Wow, that's really good. And you came here, Stone Treat. Wow. Fucking hell, 120 euros. I wouldn't be going on a fucking line. Let me tell you. Oof. I'd be like dancing somewhere, having a good time. High vibes. Or hemp or linen. Or hemp or linen. Linen, yeah, linen's the way it's at. I used to have linen bedding when I was a kid. It's really expensive now, but I tell you what, that stuff was fluffy. Really nice. So yeah, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for joining the Flaterday. I will be back in a day or two like I usually am, and I'll keep an eye on my community page and I'll keep you updated. Keep an eye on my Facebook and all my other stuff. Much love, Benny Riley. Stay awesome and stay epic. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, everybody. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share this video. Why not share it? It's definitely shareable. And it's been almost 3 hours of Marticus Van Vandervalk. Did you used to like Vandervalk? I used to love it because it was all in Amsterdam, but before the weed. So, Captain Krampus and Violet and Weasel and Voodoo Chow, thank you for the cocking in, my friend. Texas, yes, like Texas. No, I live in Dallas. Do you? You're welcome. I wish I could go to Texas. I love Dallas. I heard you got a semi-lockdown thing there or some sort of curfew, so I was told. Thank you, Nostar, Kariag, Nostar, the key, everybody. That's Welsh. Me pretending I speak. Yeah, thank you, Jackal. Anyway, see you on the next one. Stay epic, guys.